That wrong.
We live.
All the way live.
Hey y'all, Jingle Bells. I'm waiting on Jerome.
Yo, oh, what are you? What you waiting
He know he love people love when he say that. I'm waiting on you.
on? Gov, you laying down?
Yes, sir.
Like a true player.
No, we laying down.
What you want me to do? Get up?
Yeah, sit up so we can see you.
No, I ain't getting up.
I ain't say get up, just sit up. Can you sit
I
up?
ain't sitting up neither.
Why your ass so big? Gonna do a sit up.
Hey, when last time you seen me, man?
You lost weight?
No, but when the last time you seen
That nigga said no.
me? Man, it's hard to lose weight in a wheelchair, man, you know.
Right? You know who Gov remind me of though, Jerome? If
One
he would
that
make
died,
who?
Big Mike.
No. Big Kurt that passed away, rest in peace.
Yeah, he do look like he can be
Big
big.
Kurt.
Exactly.
Who's Big Kurt?
Y'all hold on a minute, y'all.
He was
What?
a domino player from Cali.
You in? Was he on the fly
No,
cloud?
he wasn't on the site. Nah.
Oh, okay.
Real cool guy, man. We go out there for tournaments. He got us to the house and cooked us a bunch of food. He was a chef.
Yeah. Same here. Hey, if y'all think about coming down this way, I'll throw down for you.
You can't even sit up on the podcast. How you gonna throw down something?
Yeah, cause I'm already. I mean, I'm relaxed watching my TV program. Then you hit me up, So I wasn't gonna just, man. Don't make me get up, please.
Oh yeah, I mean Maggie won't even show her face, so you might well lay there.
Come on, Mag.
I can't.
Yeah,
Maggie might be at work.
she said she had.
She just joined to help the panel look for. We appreciate it, Maggie.
She said she at work.
Maggie got breaking news, but she don't want to talk about it, so we ain't gonna even talk about it.
Oh, she get married?
Yep.
Did I hit you on the head? I hit you on the head.
Don't make me show out. Okay.
She said, "Don't make me show out."
Did I hit that? Did I hit it right though?
Yep. And she got OnlyFans page.
Oh, I want to see.
Man, you get married for real?
Guys, I brought cold.
Uh-oh.
She on mute. She probably can't talk this second.
Her fiance might be next to her or something.
So guys,
Man, I go out there and whoop that Negro. Hey, she can talk.
She at work.
She can't flirt and all like that, but she can talk.
She'll deny it in a minute. Don't worry about it.
Apparently, you can't talk when you dealing with domino niggas. Your man really get mad about that shit.
You know what that is? I started to make that a topic.
My wife do get mad because I be playing domino too, though.
All the wives get mad. They just retarded. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Hey, it ain't no problem if I have fellas over and we playing. But I'm on my phone all the time, and she be trying to get that attention. And I understand, I understand.
If you wasn't on the phone, she wouldn't want no attention. She just don't want you having fun without her. That's how women are. They don't like you having fun, and they ain't part of it.
I think that shit go both ways. Excuse
me. I don't know how you got married, man. How did you get married?
Because I recognize they mental problems, and I just learned how to deal with it.
He hit her over the head.
I'm not above hitting a woman.
He hit her over the head.
Everybody.
I'm not above domestic violence, so it's easy for me to get married.
You know, you got a nice young girl, man.
Hey, don't you let her fool you.
You be talking crazy,
That's how
boy.
I got married. I thought she was nice too. It's January the 2nd, 2020.
Say to the day after.
Yeah, got married January
Man,
1st.
look, I was
January
married
2nd.
November 10th, 1990.
Game over.
Oh, that's a long time.
That feels like a good fish.
That's a long time too.
But we were together since 86.
Where
See,
y'all
that's
meet at? In high school?
No, she was
College?
in. I met her in Wisconsin. I had went to a
Church jump?
Packers training camp, and my mom had came to Milwaukee. I got some aunts live in Milwaukee, and I was in Green Bay, so I just came down to Milwaukee after the training camp, and ended up my sister knew her and introduced her. So you know, everybody saying she ain't gonna talk to you. She don't like black men. I said, but she ain't met me.
Is she
Yeah,
white?
I told you.
nah.
she just don't like niggas.
Yeah, she just didn't like black men at the time, but everybody thought I was a Indian though.
You was one of
She didn't think I was black.
those.
Her sister and them thought I was Mexican. They didn't think I was black neither. So
The guy she said you look like is Mexican.
yeah, yeah, they thought I was Mexican. They didn't think I was black either. So that might be how I got in because she didn't think I was a black man.
There's some good ones mixed in there.
But
Mm.
that's cool. That's cool. Hey, 39 years later, we all right. We
You
all
must
right.
be good
How many
in
kids y'all got together?
Goodness.
3.
Biologically, two, but they're all mine. I adopted the two girls.
Thank you, Lord.
Yeah, two before she met you, or two while she been with
She had she had one when I met her, and she was 6 months, and she was pregnant with the other one.
And then
And you know, I found out. To be honest, you know, it didn't matter. You know, I fell in love with it. Didn't matter. I said, but I made some restrictions. I said that if I marry you, I don't want no other niggas in it. I'm gonna raise them the way I raise them, and that's it. And that's the way it was. You know, they no, they never knew no other father or nothing. I raised them, and that was it.
Wow, they didn't. The fathers didn't put up a fight about it.
here we go.
The fathers didn't even know.
Oh, they didn't know. Okay.
Pop, 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 pop. Let's see.
Nope, and haven't known to this day. Well, they do
Really?
know because one of them tried to talk to my daughter, but she said she got a father. She don't need to. And and so it made me proud. I'm not lying. It made me feel like I did something right because if I hadn't, she would been looking for that somewhere else. And once he approached her, she probably would have went and say, "Okay, yeah, let me try and see how you are." But she said she got a father. She don't need another.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what
Mhm.
were the circumstances with the men that were the biological fathers that she was able to have them without them knowing?
Um, I don't know. You know, I wasn't around when all of that was going on. I met her after the fact,
Hmm.
and so I never knew those guys.
Hmm.
I just made sure that they wasn't gonna affect our lives. You see,
Oh, look at that.
and
Got you.
I put my name on the papers, and when she had the second one, I just signed on the dotted line that I was the father,
Hmm.
and that was it. And then I adopted the other one.
Double up with cold.
you been simping
Okay.
for a long time, huh?
You say what?
So you been simping for a long time, huh?
I still didn't understand what you said.
Just agree with me.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
That's right.
But man, I played my game. I ain't gonna lie, man. When I was out there, and no commitments. Shoot, I had 7, 8 women at once. You
You know, I
know,
remember you telling me about that.
yeah, it was like that was normal for me.
So
And, and
what was so different about her that made you say, "All right, I'm leaving all this alone"?
I think I was just ready to settle down. And the baby that she had, the baby wouldn't go to nobody. Then when she saw me, she just came to me. She would see people. They told me that she would see people and she just cried to get away from them. But when she saw me, she just threw her arms up and came to me. So I fell in love with her right away.
To the bank.
It was easy for me because of the babies. Plus, I love babies.
You
Anyway,
didn't have any before her, right?
none, no,
Back to back keys.
none that I knew of. Anyway,
Nice. Oh, you what? Oh yeah.
come on. What else? What else? What else? Come on.
How old are y'all kids now?
I mean, not a giant.
My oldest is, like I said, she's gonna be 39 in October, and then I got let me see, 37 and 36 year old, and then there's a 29,
You what?
and he'll be 30 in September. Man, who playing with the Facebook stuff on there?
That's me. You prompted me to speaking when Jerome said, "Is you still simping? How long you been simping?" it reminded me of a post that Donald Osley put up, and he tagged Travis Newsom in it. And so I was gonna share with y'all what the man said and see if y'all agree with this or not.
Come on, let's do it.
Let's go.
On
Let's
silence
go.
isn't peace at all. It's avoidance. And you can only sweep so much under the rug before you trip over it. In my new book, The Man the Moment Demands, I expose why this misleading mantra fails both men and women. It puts the wife on the pedestal as the better half while reducing the husband to a servant. The honey-do list becomes his identity. Intimacy becomes his reward for his compliance, and the resentment builds in his heart as nothing ever seems to be good enough. Men, passive aggressively allowing your wife to always have her way doesn't create peace. It creates an illusion of it. And before you know it, your marriage is a mirage. That's why so many good men walk away from 20 or 30-year marriages they never felt truly a part of, only a provider for. It's time to reject the lie, happy wife, happy life, and embrace the truth. Happy spouses, happy houses. Shalom.
Let's see. That.
Well, that's true in a sense, but you what's worked for me
They're not only way up.
is
They're 7, 8 feet off.
spoiling my wife, and things have worked out a lot better for me that way. Now it might not work out for the next person. Everybody's different, so each relationship you go into, you have to really compromise to see, you know, how your mate is doing this or doing that, and then try to define a way to make things work. You get married sometimes because you're infatuated. It ain't because of love, you know. And so if you don't understand what I'm saying, infatuation means you see somebody, you look at them, you think you love them, but you really not. You just infatuated with what you see.
Like I said, we'll catch a couple of
But a
row.
person that loves somebody has deep feelings, and they've grown to to love that person. Me and my wife, we lived together for years before we decided to get married. So we knew each other, because we lived together for 4 years. And some people live together and never get married, you know, because it's working for them that way, you know. But to get married in a month or 2 months, you don't know that person. You want to get to know them, you know, and sometimes the wife will spoil the husband, you
True.
know. So it ain't just about the husband spoiling the wife, because it can be the other way around. My wife spoils me a lot, you know. She
Well,
don't, I can count on.
well, sure. If you made sure that she was just the only one you dealing with, that would be
Yeah.
how that goes.
No, no,
But
she's been my
when
only
he's
one.
saying,
Ever since we've been together, she's been my only one.
but when he's saying that happy wife, happy life means that you put the woman before yourself. Do you don't? I don't see anything wrong with that. Do you see anything wrong with that, or is it a form
It's
of simping and submission from a man?
no, no. That's what the Bible teaches, that each one puts each one before the other. And so when you're both doing it, then that's what makes it work. That and I agree with him saying that it can't just be one side, doing it. It just can't be happy wife. It needs to be both doing that same thing. And that's what makes it work then, because if one doing it, then that's all he's doing is spending his time trying to please. And the other one just trying to accept, you know. So it has to be both ways in order for it to work.
And I agree with that, but it seems like in these times and days, the women are. It's like the women are requiring that their happiness is the only one that matters. So when you say the woman is the prize versus the man saying the man is the prize, why do you think it is like that in these days where the women
To be
feel like
honest,
it's a privilege to be with her and they don't see any value in the man?
the younger generation now, they're not being taught by their mothers. They're living according to what they see or what they learn on TV, or what's going on around them. They're not being taught like in the old days. When I was coming up, you got taught. Like me, for instance, when I was in my mom's house, my sisters, they cooked and cleaned, washed dishes and all like that. I never touched a dish. My mama told me I never, not to even go in the kitchen. Now, but my job was to make sure that the garbage was taken out, the yards were manicured and clean. If there was something need fixing around the house, I did that. But other than that, I never washed a dish. I never swept a floor. I never made a bed.
Hmm. I didn't go that
But
far with my kid. I think I was pretty traditional in that sense myself, but I didn't go that far. I
yeah,
did
but
require that
it
he
didn't mean that I
knows.
didn't learn nothing though,
Yeah.
because I did know how to cook. My wife would tell you I know how to cook, and I cleaned. I was a helper alongside my wife. I wasn't just someone who sat there and waited on her to bring me this or do that. No, I was a helper alongside with. If I saw her coming home late from work, I went and started the dinner. You see,
Hmm.
I made sure the kids were fed, bathed, put to bed. If I saw her coming in late, if she saw me coming in late, same way.
Hmm.
So we were. It worked together. It wasn't just a one side thing. If you don't have that that type of relationship where you can count on the other one to pick up the pieces when you're not there, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work because the other one gonna get tired out, and that's where the arguments come in at mostly.
Right. I agree with that. I
You ain't got
definitely.
nothing to say, pasta.
I'm letting you talk. You finally talking like you got some sense.
Yeah, man. No,
Thought
no.
you gonna agree with the happy wife, happy life part since you was a simp, but you straight you fixed it up. You said it right.
It's all about reality, man. That's reality. And
That
I've been
is
doing
reality.
it for 40 years, you know. And it's something. Man, I used to bring my wife a rose every week. Every week. Bring a rose. Then she told me, stop bringing me them roses. I can't do nothing with all these petals. These rose petals just dying. And so you live and you learn. When she said stop, I didn't keep bringing them. I stopped. And then I surprised her every now and then with something else. But it's a two-way street. She surprised me with something.
So since we know what happened to the women, they not being raised by their moms properly, what do you think is the reason for why so many? And we're gonna speak on black men, and we can say men, but we black. So why is it that so many black men are now
In jail.
in jail, right? On crack. You smoke crack. No,
No,
why? Why?
no.
Why?
It's the same. It's the same thing. The men are not in the household. The boys are being raised by their mothers, and so they're not getting that male influence. You know, and so where are you gonna get it from? You're gonna learn it from somebody that probably don't know how to treat a woman, or someone who's always beating up the woman, or it's.
Or the woman gonna teach them how they want to be treated and not how a man's supposed to treat a woman.
I'm gonna give you an example. My my nephew is, his mother is the only one there. The dad ain't there, right? So instead of him standing up, peeing on the toilet, he sits down because that's what he see his mother doing. He sit down, use the toilet, peeing to pee. He sits down because that's what his mother does.
How old
But
is it?
see, but see, if the father was there, he's 7. But see, if the father was there, he'd see his father standing up in front of the toilet piece.
Uh,
But see, he's not learning that because there's no male influence.
his
And,
mama
and,
don't
the,
know
mo-
that she's supposed to teach
but
him
see,
that. She
and
is the
the
one.
mother was not gonna teach him that, because she don't see nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying?
So she shouldn't be raising them then. What you
Hey,
say?
I think she need to send him to grandma and grandpa or something.
Yeah, because I find that that's something else that's been trending here lately, especially on social media, about how the women will dress up their boys like girls. Like they use them, not even just their boys, they do the little girls the same way, but they're using them like their little props
And
or
that's wrong because in their mind, if they're doing that, that child is gonna adopt that attitude. He's gonna adopt that attitude, and he's gonna think that femininity is okay for him. He needs to have male influence, and and most women don't see it that way. Oh no, he'll be all right. Yeah, I don't agree with that. Not in today's society, especially where uh, being gay is okay. You see,
right.
and you can't get to train a child with so much influence, other influences around him that teaches him the wrong way to do things.
Yeah, I know. It's strange to me because I grew up in the era where, like even now, the women that I know, the masculinity, it's all about seeking masculinity. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It's what you want to see, is what you like to see, is and to see these newer generations looking at their boys and their girls as if their identity is fluid, if you understand what I mean.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's a strange phenomenon to me because when did we stop admiring manhood?
Yeah. You know what? When a girl used to get pregnant back in the day, they were shipped off, came back with their cousin. You never knew their child till they got grown. You know,
Get back.
things were
Hold on.
a little bit more rigid in the sense that, if you were gay, you didn't come out and say you were gay. You didn't do that because why? You know what's gonna happen. You're gonna get ridiculed for one, and then parents are gonna wonder why. What happened to make you get this way? Now is, oh, I was born this way. Oh, I had that feeling ever since I was 3. How you know
Well,
what feeling you got when you were 3 years old?
unless somebody touched you.
And that's a problem too. They're allowing more and more of these pedophiles to get away with things. We need to start hanging them jokers up by their nuts. You know,
Well, let Uncle Daddy have anything to do with it, they will be.
man, let me tell you something. If I hear any man touching one of mine, grandchildren or whatever, they better run for the hills, cause Gov coming at them. I'm telling you the truth now.
Right.
He ain't gonna turn mine out. And another thing, children got to be loved. It's not unloving to spank your child. Matter of fact, it's loving to spank your child. Your child will love you more when you disciplining them than when you're not.
Right.
But
Well, like
we done got into this time out and all that junk. Man, ain't no man. What I wish I'd have been getting time.
right,
No,
no
I
fake
don't.
ass
I don't
discipline.
know.
That's some
You
fake ass discipline. And I agree with what you're saying because I used to feel like, I was basically abused. Like it's like this is abuse.
know,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because not be because I think to a degree I kind of was punished a lot of times for things that I didn't do. It was more
yeah,
trying to prevent you from doing anything. So, you kind of get to this place where you want to rebel, you want to run off. Like like I say, I feel like I'm being abused and shit. But it's an interesting thing as to when you get older, after you after you see the results of the lack of parenting and being able to be too
right.
wild and the things that you were able to avoid, and you like, damn, now I see why I was sheltered. I see why I was getting getting corporal
Right.
punishment. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying? And you
Yeah,
value it.
I got with them
Even
with
though
switches
I
and
wouldn't
belts.
say that I went as far as to do exactly the same thing with my child, but it wasn't too far off. You know what I'm saying? Only
Right.
thing that I would make sure that I did was communicate with him, because one thing I didn't ever want to do was punish him for things that he hadn't done. You know what I mean? Or just
Hmm.
assume that he was on some bullshit. For lack of a better
Hmm.
term.
Governor, mute your TV for us.
Mute my TV. Hold on.
Yeah, because it's
If
picking up from here.
I can find the remote.
Tell your wife to come in there and turn it down with her hand.
You trying to start something? I'm gonna get up out here because you you start me. No, but yeah, a child. If you're not getting that love at home, they gonna find it somewhere else. And the majority of the time, where it's somewhere else is a place you don't want to find it. And usually it's a pedophile, or it's a girl turning out another girl, or a boy turning out another boy. You know, love, children got to have it.
Right.
And but in this society where children are raising themselves, it's hard for them to get it.
Right. Because shit, motherfuckers like one thing I know about back in the day, even though I know a lot of people were just having sex or whatever, even if they were just having sex and they had kids, they loved their kids. You know what I'm saying? They grandparents love their kids and they tried to do their best. Now it's just like we're living in a time where I see a lot of them who know what the consequences of sex are and don't even attempt to try to protect themselves from becoming pregnant or getting someone pregnant, but then turn around and act like it's all the kids' fault for being there. You know what I mean? Like I don't want
No.
no kids. You know what I mean? Like
you
kind of
you know what was
automatic,
wrong
like it
today?
used to be.
In our time, our parents would make sure that it was our responsibility to take care of those kids if something like that happened, if they were to get someone pregnant. In today's time, they just don't care. You know, the majority of the time, the parents gonna say, "You ain't bringing them kids home." Our time, they would bring them home, but the parent made them take that responsibility upon themselves to take care of that child. Now, they were there too. They helped, but they made sure it was your responsibility. Now, ain't no responsibility because the children are taking care of themselves. They let TV babysit, you know.
Hmm.
What did we do when we were young? Your parents say, you're going to go outside. You ain't sitting in this house all day. You getting up out of here,
Right.
you know. Now, all they do is sit inside. They don't do nothing. That's why it's an unhealthy nation these days, you know, because everybody's sitting and they ain't doing that. We used to go out and just play. We play with ourselves majority of the time, but we running and jumping and doing all those things. We're exercising. Now they don't get nothing. They don't get no exercise, no nothing. Girl, you need to fire that up. Oh, that's a cigarette. No, it ain't.
Black and mild. Go ahead.
Man, you need to
I'm
roll up
being
that blunt.
distracted. My bad.
Roll up that blunt.
You saw them lips pucker. You like, ooh, what you doing?
But no,
Wow.
it's increasingly getting worse and worse. And it's the times we're living in. All the things were prophesied is coming to true. You
Right.
know.
And it's crazy. It's freaking crazy to me because oh, how do I explain it? It's just like weird how things literally haven't changed in my mind. Everything that's been going on still going on,
Yeah.
but what prompted the rules to change? You know what I mean?
Well, it ain't so much as yeah, the rules have changed because they taken corporal punishment out of the schools, which I
Right.
think they need to put back. They need to give the teachers some power back because they don't have no power back. And now you got teachers, all the thing they want to do is go teach kids about a task test just to pass that task test to move them on. They're not teaching them anything no more. Nobody's being taught. The classroom has turned into a playroom. That's it.
Right.
So they need to bring back corporal punishment in the class. Let these teachers have their power back. And these little hoodlums, they'll get up out of that classroom then and it'll be a classroom for those that really want to study.
Right.
See, there's so much disruption now that even the ones who do want to study can't study.
Oh, seriously.
So,
They,
I mean,
they basically is going towards homeschooling and online classes for the people that actually want to learn something, because it seems like going to the brick and mortar school is just basically somewhere to pass your time through the day.
Y'all know how schools lose their accreditation? Is it so homeschooling somebody? Do you have to do anything for that to be um considered credible? For
yeah, yeah, they have to turn in reports just like in a school. When
Mhm.
you're homeschooling, you have to turn reports for your children. There's so many um, hours that they have to spend online and them teach because they can't learn on their own. You got to help them, but you have to turn in something too. And it's certain. Um, I found out with certain homeschools that are better than other ones. So you have
also,
to
they give you
research.
the curriculum and everything for you to teach the kid.
Right,
Oh, okay.
and you have to really research those homeschools to find out what their curriculums are and how long it's going to take for their children to graduate, because they have graduation just like regular school.
Right. I think they had a few during the pandemic when everybody was being homeschooled or doing online classes. I
Yeah,
think they might have had.
that's when they was doing those drive-by graduations.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
I think homeschooling
but
is the worst thing that you can do for a child.
but now,
Do it
even
from
now, they have
home.
these schools, these alternative schools where gay ones can attend, uh these transgenders can attend, um and there are schools that they open in New York. Matter of fact, they have two schools in New York where one's a gay and one's a transgender school, and they're only telling these kids, okay, it's okay if you're this way, you're okay, and they don't even know what way they are, but they're telling them, okay, come on,
You
and
know what? I got a topic I want to talk to y'all about. So I I was listening to something or seen it on a podcast where uh this little boy had decided he wanted to be a girl and he wanted to have the full operation
certainly.
when he was 10.
Mm-mm.
And he said exactly what you said, Governor. He said he knew he was gay when he was 3 and all this old stupid stuff. He knew he was in the wrong body and all this. So uh they talked to a counselor, and the counselor was like, well, if he feels this way strongly as he feels, then yeah, you should let it happen. So they let it happen, whatever the case may be. But my thing is,
His parents did.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, let's see. They need to be stronger.
So, well, basically, it was his decision to make.
No, it's not.
Well, they
He's
were
10,
saying
he's 10 years old.
exactly. That's my
And
point. But
how's
their
he gonna
point
pay
is,
for it?
it's
How's
his
he gonna
decision to
pay
make.
for
He ain't got to pay for it. The insurance gonna pay for all that stupid stuff. But
it?
my point I was making is, I don't understand how, as a 10-year-old, you can make a decision like that and have your penis cut off and surgery done to make you a woman, but it's illegal for somebody to have sex with you at 17 years old.
Yeah, that's a bunch of crap too.
That makes
I, I,
absolutely no
I
sense.
I don't think that if a boy is 19 and the girl is 16, that that's statutory rape. I don't believe that.
Uh-huh.
You know,
But you
I
know, they
think
didn't got so bad with it. If they both 15, they still say the boy is still statutory rape.
yeah, I don't know. The laws are strange.
Which
I try
makes,
not to get into it.
and that
You
makes no
know,
sense either, because it's like, so what you saying, boys can't be raped or something? If they both the same age, how you gonna say one is doing it to the other if it's
you know,
consensual?
they can be
Well, it's
raped.
kind of like making men, boys from the get go predators.
Yeah, exactly. Automatically. It's like if they
Automatic
both
predator.
agree
Right.
and they
But
the
see,
same age, how you just gonna say he's the predator and she isn't?
yeah, because she could be the aggressor. You know,
Neither one of them aggressive. They just boyfriend and
no,
girl.
what I'm saying is she could be the one wanting to do the have sex and stuff. The boy don't have to be the one wanting to have sex. It could be the girl. That's the aggressor in that sense.
Hmm.
Uh,
And so how do you say, okay, if he says no, she came on to me, man. I was just in the corner. All of a sudden she started taking my pants off. Okay, so what what teenager, they gonna get jumped right up, they gonna get rock solid, and and you ain't gonna be able to avoid that situation because now he's turned on.
Right.
So how does that make him liable for the situation? How does he go to jail for statutory rape when she was the aggressor?
yeah.
See, I don't get that. That's what I don't get,
I don't get that neither. But that's because I think a lot of times is because just like they're teaching boys or grooming boys or labeling them as automatic predators from gift, they're also teaching girls to be automatic victims.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
true. Because I done seen, even though it's TV shows, I done seen them turn it around, where at first the girl is agreeable. Yeah, yeah, we had consent. It was consent. Then all of a sudden, nah, he forced me because the parents get involved, and they're saying, nah, he didn't do this or he didn't do that, especially when it's biracial,
uh,
especially when it's biracial. Where I'm from, you couldn't be seen with a white woman, man.
Where you from?
I was born in Louisiana, man. Born and raised.
What part?
A little old town, you wouldn't know. But yeah, you up around Ruston, Louisiana.
Yeah, I was just in Ruston last year.
Oh, really?
And Domino. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I live like 20 miles north of Ruston.
Yeah.
I used to go to all the Grambling, all the Southern game. I mean, man, you think you're going for the game, but you're going for the bands. That's all you're going for is the bands anyway. You
Mm-hmm.
want to have time and have jamming out during the game. Anyway, but marriage along with children, all that plays into effect. When you're married, you have children, you raise those children accordingly. Nobody's born gay. That's it's just like a person that's gay can become straight.
Well,
I've
they was
seen it.
already straight. They became gay,
Yeah, but they were
so they can
gay and then they
always go
became straight.
right.
So I mean, you're not born that way. Because if you can turn from being gay to straight, you're not born that way. You see,
Plus, you ain't gay, and it's the sexual act of it that makes you the gay.
there's a whole bunch of folks go both ways. These Negroes were going on the down low. Well, not Negroes, but these men, they've been on the down low. So they were going home to their wives, but sleeping with men on the sly.
Mm-hmm. they done made it worse now with these transgenders. Now they
Hey,
want you.
hey, now, AIDS and all that stuff out. Shoot, these women are really careful, especially I'm talking about these married women. If they see any changes in their husband like that, like these shows be showing, they automatically saying, "Can I blow in your eye?" You know when they used to say you blow in your eye. If a man goes up and say, "Can I blow in your eye?" They saying that they on the down low.
I saw that on
What?
a TV show
I I never heard
or a
that in
movie.
my life.
I hadn't either. It was on one of the movies. He's in the bathroom and he said, "You got something in your eye. You want me to get it?"
Well, that is a gay move, and if you let a man come up on you that close, talking about let me blow in your eye, and you let him, I can't.
Man, let me tell you something. Ain't nothing going. Hey, ain't nothing going in my back unless I'm getting a colonoscopy. That's it.
Right?
Other than that, ain't nothing going in the back. Man,
So
if I went to prison, man, I'll shoot. They gonna try. If they try me, they gonna have a fight on their hand. I ain't lying.
so you ain't never kissed a man?
No, sir. My brother.
I knew it. I knew it.
My brother.
You was born gay.
Man, I love me a woman. I don't mess with no man.
Yep, and I think that has a lot to do with how I wouldn't say it's like that's a thing. Let me blow in your eye. I think the intimacy of the act and the allowance is just one of those ways. Another one of them tricky ways where um, one gay person is trying to either pull out your gayness or turn you out. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to hear all the time that um, a lot of gay people. Because I've always been under the impression that gay is more about power than it is about sex. And I've heard a lot of stories and from a lot of people, especially when I was younger, about how it was exciting for whether it be male or female to be able to turn out another male or female. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't exactly about having sex with them, even though of course they're gonna have sex with them, but it was more about having the power to be able to get somebody to do something that they think that they not with trying to do or with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
always
In this world we living in, we just got to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves and taking care of our children, making sure that our families are not being held hostage in a sense. Puff puff pass. You got the
right now.
puff
There we
puff
go.
pass.
So,
All right, Shane.
go ahead.
Uh, tell me about this the child support thing because I still ain't seen nothing about that.
Oh, you haven't.
I watched that video you sent me, but
Hmm.
yeah, I hadn't heard about it.
What about it?
That's what I want Shannon to talk about.
I was just making that banner too. So basically, um, I can show y'all the video. Matter of fact, if y'all want me to, and then that'll give me a chance to make the banner.
Roll
That
you another blunt.
I know I need to, but I don't have one. I, I need I need my
Ah!
designated blunt roller to hook me up. The motherfucker ain't on this job right now, fucking up. Then you just say happy wife, happy life. That's not making
That's right.
right. So I ain't even happy right now. So let me
You need
do this.
you need to be sending me something.
I probably do. I could bring it.
Ooh, don't. No. Hey, I have a medical card. I get mine free anyway.
So I can bring it like a mug. Yeah, I'm gonna share this right quick so that you can see it, Governor.
That ain't it, is it?
It might not be the one that you had, but
Turn it on.
it I don't know why it's don't got no. Oh, there it is.
Where is it at? I see it, but I ain't doing that.
She ain't hit play yet or something.
It's playing on the other side, but it's not playing right here.
She's
I don't know
smoking
why.
too much.
I ain't smoking that. I don't know why it's not playing.
You smoking and you drinking?
No, this damn thing is acting funny. So let me anyway. So basically what he's saying is that the child support laws are changing to where if you got a man on child support, you can't claim your those children on your taxes anymore. So like how a lot of people will
Yeah.
say when it comes down to tax time, because I've had this situation happen to me because there was a moment when my son's father and I were separated, and my son was with his father, and tax time rolled around, and when I went to file taxes, I was unable to claim my son because he had already claimed it. And we had like a little tiff because at that time I was the one paying child support. You know what I'm saying? Not child support through the courts, but we always we
Mhm.
never get nothing through the court. So other than separate. So
So you still married?
no, 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 no.
Oh,
But
you
what I'm
said
saying,
separate.
we had a break in the middle. So, and like I said, my boy was like 8, from like when he was like 8 to 12, something like that. And he was with his dad. He went out, and I sent child support money and whatever they needed. Like, there was times where they car had broke down one time. I paid to get the car fixed, shit like that. So,
Hey, send me some money.
oh, I ain't got no more. Spent it all. I'm looking for a sugar
Woo!
daddy. But no, seriously. So that's what the law is now, being changed to. Um, I may be a rare exception. It's women out there who've been in that position, but for the most part, it's usually the men that are paying child support, and then the
Right.
women are not only receiving the child support there, but they are as well being able to claim the kids
On
on
the
their
tax.
taxes, and that's how
Hmm.
they get like $10,000, $20,000 in tax returns and shit like that by claiming the children and
Hmm.
not having the man be entitled to any of those monies.
So
So
now the person that pays the child support is the person that can file the child.
Right. That's what you said.
right. So do
It
y'all think
used to, it used to be like that when I first was on child support. That's how it used to be. If you I mean, it wasn't like she couldn't do it, but the man could also do it. Whoever got him first could do it.
I tell you another thing. If you have children and you are on taxes, you might need to go to somebody else to find out. Cause me and my wife, we were every year we was claim taxes we owe. And this lawyer one day heard me talking. I didn't even know who he was. He just heard me talking. And he said, bring me your last 3 tax returns. And we took him my last 3 tax return. Man, next thing I know, I got a $12,000 check. He done got back $4,000 every year from me filing those taxes. Someone doing my taxes wrong.
Mm.
Man, I was happy for 12 grand.
And
Shoot.
see, so with this that's going on now, it's gonna start. A lot of these baby mamas probably gonna start taking these guys off child support because let's say like my situation. So I paid 300 and something for one kid. So that's
A
basically
month.
$4,000 a month a year. If she's making $6,000 off the kid on tax returns, especially now that they giving 4,000 per child on top of whatever. it would make more sense for her to take me out child support if she's going to get the 6,000 at the end of the year versus get 4,000 for the whole year. So it's going to be a lot of co-parenting changing around here.
Do you think it's for the best? Do you think it's a good thing, or?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing because a lot of most fathers take care of their kids anyway without the mama saying anything. A lot of women do it out of bitterness, and like with my son's mom, he put me on. Matter of fact, she was on the rule she ain't have to buy my son nothing. So she had never bought my son anything, nothing. She ain't had to buy milk, clothes, nothing. And she called me at 11 o'clock one night, asked me for $50 so she can go out. I said, nigga, my son don't need nothing at no damn 11 o'clock at night. But that was the rule. If the kids need something, just call me and let me know what they need. You ain't even have to ask. Just tell me what they need. I'll get it for you within 24 hours. She called me at 11 about $50. I said, my son don't need nothing at night at 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
And she was trying to go out. So when when I didn't give it to her, she wouldn't put me on the next day.
Out of spite.
So I've been on ever since then. And that was all because I didn't give her money to go out. So it had nothing to do with taking care of the kid. And so a lot of folks, and then another baby mama put me on because her other baby baby daddy wasn't paying their child support. I'm taking care of her, my kid, and helping her with her kids. And she got mad at everybody and said funky. So she put all of us on. Well, they was already on. She wouldn't put me on like a damn fool, which was the dumbest thing she could ever do.
How many kids you got?
I got a couple. But
2. You just got 2.
She lost out big time because they only made me pay $62 for her. And hell, I was paying her bills and rent and bought her a car and all kind of crazy shit. And we wasn't even together. I was just doing it because she had my daughter. So it's like a lot of them do it out of anger and bitterness. And it really don't be fair to the guy a lot of times because the way they got it set up, that shit ain't right.
Man, I'm glad I ain't never had to pay none of that.
Man, I used to have to go. So in this county here, if you miss a certain amount of payments, which normally ain't but about 2 or 3, they'll have you come back to court. Then they're gonna put you on probation. So now you got to go to court every month if you don't make your payment, and they will put you in jail. So I used to have to go to court every month because I never would pay it on time. So every month I would be in court, and man, you hear some of the worst stories, and man, they be doing niggas so bad up in there. It'd be ridiculous. I seen this one lady. She was on child support. She had 4 kids. It was right before Christmas, December the 20th. And her child support wasn't but like $112 or something crazy like that. It was real cheap for 4 kids. And man, they put that lady in jail. Told her she ain't come up with that $112, and she had all 4 kids there with her, although they was living with the daddy. And they was like, "You got until 2 o'clock this evening. You'll be in jail until the beginning of the year if you don't get it in here by this 2 o'clock." And I started paying for it.
Yeah, I think that.
I think they're gonna do it though.
Well, I don't even want to say what I think. Do you think that it's? Did you think that with being able to collect child support and then claim the kids on your taxes, did you think that was double dipping in the first place? Like, what was the reason why you think they changed this law?
Well, I actually think I don't. Well, I guess you can kind of say it though, but I think actually the man should be able to write it off on his taxes because it's actually like a bill. It ain't. I wouldn't say it's double dipping on her end, but it's like damn near double penalty on his end because he's being taxed on that money, and it ain't even money he's getting. You know what I mean? He has to give that money away, but they still taxing him on it, and she's taxed on it. So She's not being taxed on it, and she gets tax money from it. But he's being taxed on it, and he's not even receiving it. So, yeah, I think it's definitely better the way they're doing it if they change it to where it's the person that's on it is the one that can file the child support for the child. I mean, taxes for the child.
I believe that's fair. If you paying child support and then at the end of the year you get to recoup some of your money back, I think that's just being fair because to give somebody 6 grand a year, then come back and they get 10 grand off of the taxes. I don't think that's fair at all.
Right.
I think if anything, split it. You know,
Or if just say if you owe on average, just say you paying $1,000 a month child support.
Uh-huh.
So if the woman and so the woman collected $12,000 the first year, but then turned around when January came, February, she filed taxes and received $6,000 for claiming the children. Would it have been another way of making it fair by saying, okay, well, if you already start off the year with $6,000 in tax money, that should be deducted from what he owes for the rest of the year?
Or at least if he owes arrears.
yeah. I think that would be a good idea, but it ain't gonna work that way. You
Yeah,
know,
they wouldn't do it that route.
they ain't gonna
This
work.
is probably the best route they can do it.
My wife. Let me tell you something. My oldest two of the girls, which aren't mine biologically, but they're mine.
Hmm.
And we would get the taxes, and my wife would give me $1,000 right off the bat of what she get. She didn't have to, but she just did. And then what I ended up doing is spending it on the kids. I never really just went and splurged on myself. I just spent it on them. I would always go buy them a lot of toys and stuff like that. You know, uh, making them you know, brag to the kids at school. I already got that. Shoot, my dad and mom already got me this. And so that's the way I always spent the money. I never hardly ever spent it on myself.
Well, I've always felt like a good faith gesture goes way further. You know what I mean? To yes, you don't have to, but out of good faith, good spirit, you know what I'm saying? Appreciation that a man, if you show him that, he'll do even more. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
used to tell people tell women all the time because I grew up in a generation where it was all about child support. Like, I had my son pretty late, but so most of my friends from about 17 ish and up for 10 years were having children, and I got to just see how the cycle was going when it came to taking care of the kids and child support and all of that type of stuff. And it used to be just like Jerome said, I've seen women literally get mad and would make an argument for a situation like what you just explained, Jerome. The argument would be, well, I've been spending all my money all week on the kids. I wanted to go out this night. I'm short. You haven't had to do anything all week with the kids. So if I hit you up, it's technically not that you're giving me money to go out. You're just kind of giving
Uh-huh.
me some of my money back that I spent all week that you didn't have to spend. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And I can understand that argument, but I used to always tell them too as well though. The fact that you don't make any good faith gestures is the reason why the man in turn doesn't operate in good faith. If you are
yeah,
doing things to inhibit and stifle his livelihood by putting a literal mandatory payment on him, regardless of his situation, that takes away his, um, I want to say, affection, not only for you, for the kids. You put him you make him feel a little resentful because anytime you force somebody to do something, there's going to always there's going to create a bit of animosity there, even for the most rational person. You know what I'm saying? And I used to always be like, why? Because this is why I've always had the mantra. However, you was giving it to him is however is the same way that he should be able to move, and you will probably get more better results if you maintain it that way, the way it was before the child and the way it was after the child. Because a lot of women I've seen will have sex with a man for free. He don't have to have anything. He don't have to take her nowhere. He can come over her house. She cooking, she cleaning, he laying up, spending the night, if not moving in. And then, but the minute she get pregnant, now all of a sudden it's this rain down of pressure to have more money, get a better job, move into a bigger space, do all of these wonderful things, which should be something that if you guys were really together, you would grow together and do that anyway. And the good faith would allow for that to happen, as opposed to saying, now I'm just going to throw all this pressure on you and no more. And the only pressure that I'm gonna stand and wave a flag about how much pressure it is to have this baby. But having this baby was a choice you made just as much as he made if y'all wasn't using protection. You feel what I'm saying? And in the long run, just like you were saying, you kind of hurting yourself in a situation like with they changing the laws the way they changing them to where, oh, you go file child support if you want to, because now you ain't getting but $62 a month. Like, my bestie, I ain't gonna put her name out here for the new audience, but it was when she first told me, and she was like, shit, I don't even know what the fuck this was for. They sending me checks for $4 and $9 and bullshit like, you know what I mean? And maybe somewhere long down the line or whatever, she might have got a little more here or there. But literally, until he stabilized out, the child support was never stable. But what it did inhibit was his affection for her and them children. So I like it. I don't know what prompted the government to make these changes, but I like it because, as you know, I'm a proponent of the man being around in some form of fashion.
And I hope that's what they did it for, is to actually kind of do away with it all together and make parents come together and start being more. They probably trying to get the
Hey,
course
who is
out.
the other person on here now?
Hey, Black Steel. Yeah, I was just getting ready to welcome him in.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear you. If you stop being
Okay.
sexy, then a motherfucker.
Yeah, okay. What's up, Jerome?
What's going on, man?
Man, chilling. Came to support y'all, see what's going on here.
That's
Hey,
yeah.
how you been doing?
Oh man, I'm straight. Just taking it day by day, you know.
That's
Black.
Gov. I don't know if you know Governor Payne from Domino Community.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's big. That's Big G right
Big,
there.
big man.
Yes,
Yeah,
Big
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, of course I know him. I beat
Black
up on him
Steel,
all the time.
is that your name on Domino's? Black Steel?
Yep.
Ain't there something else with it?
Nah, that's it.
It's just Black Steel.
Man, I don't remember playing you.
Damn, dude, you must be. What you be playing sleep?
He be sleeping.
Yeah. Hey,
Gov
but
be
I got to go. I got to go now. This Negro calling because I'm in this money game, so I got to go hit it up.
okay.
All right, man. We
Yeah,
appreciate you.
Man, yeah, I lasted over an hour, man. Man,
I'm proud of you.
you
Next
did
time,
good. I love it.
sit your fat ass up next time.
I'm gonna hit this. But I'm gonna hit the center back. Forget that pasta. Pass it.
Yeah, I just looked it up. We 44 and 42. We don't play 80 some games. What you mean? You don't remember playing me?
Man, I'm gonna have to go look it up myself. See who you are.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna have to quit. I'm gonna have to quit smoking too. Shoot. Hey, y'all have a good one, man. I
All
enjoyed
right,
it.
you too, man.
Hey, Jerome, we gonna do it again. Baby, we gonna do it again. Sure enough.
All right,
Again
man.
and again and again and again. Love you, Gov. Good night.
Love you
Thank
back.
you.
All right.
All right, bro.
So, Black, we sitting there talking about the child support changes. Are you aware of that?
I actually am not, and
You
I'm kind
don't.
of glad.
You don't know. You,
Yeah, no, them days is over.
like, damn, you missed it.
But I
Well,
heard y'all. I came in on the tail end, but give it to me quickly.
so basically, you can't if you put a man or if you put a person on child support, you can't claim the children on your taxes.
And he can, or that person can.
But the person who's paying child support can claim the kids.
Mm.
So I think it's gonna start getting a lot of guys off of it, depending on how much they paying, because with them giving all these tax credits for per child, like this year, I think they're giving 4,000 per child. And so if a man ain't paying but $200 a month, then it would make more sense for her not to even have him on child support and her just claim the kid. I
Get
think
her
that's
So
money in.
when you are when you are filing your taxes, are the child support is considered income?
I don't know on the ladies' end. I
You
don't
know
know.
what? I don't think it's. I think it is considered income. It's just a matter of is it taxable income? But
Yeah, I think it ain't.
regardless of if it's taxable or not, they got the earned income credit. So if the woman has a job, she can claim her underage children and get what Jerome is talking about. That 4,000 is the earned income child tax credit.
And they give them 4,000 per child this year.
Yeah, and he's saying they're giving 4 bands per year, which I'm like you, damn. Knew I should have got pregnant last year. Like,
I wonder when this law going into effect.
you know what? I didn't even look that up, but the way they put it out there, you would think that it's probably coming gonna
Because
be
if it
this
come,
year
it
probably.
come before these taxes come out, I'm claiming these kids that I'm still paying for. Them,
Right.
they mamas be mad as hell.
So what you think about Snoop and Nelly performing at the Super Bowl? I mean at the inauguration still?
First, did you vote for Trump?
No,
What? Oh,
no.
hang this nigga up.
I did not vote for Trump. As far as Snoop and Nelly and Rick Ross, let's not forget him and Soldier Boy.
And Soldier
Even though
Boy, yeah.
nobody takes Soldier Boy serious anyway, so I mean it don't
You ain't
matter.
lying.
Snoop, on the other hand, it's just not a good look because of your past comments that you made about this man. Like you don't call anybody that would perform at the inauguration or support him coons. You done got on that. I don't know where the DJ was from, but you got on his show and basically said, F Kanye and F Trump and, accused the man's listeners of being racist and all of this. And that was recent.
I'm a,
The
I'm
other
Hold on
comment.
about that, Black. I heard that Snoop supposedly said he really wasn't doing for Trump, that he had some type of investment with crypto, so he had to do it for crypto.
Yeah, I heard that. I actually heard that yesterday too. They said it was supposedly a crypto event. They showed the flyer. The flyer did have Trump's name, but it said something like the wording was funny. It was like I don't know if it was in honor, but it was like our first crypto president, as as if he supports crypto, meaning Donald Trump. But it wasn't a inauguration event. But I don't
I
know.
think Nelly said the same thing, that it was crypto.
Well, Nelly's original comments was, some old, I love everybody. I love white people. I love black people. I just want to see everybody come together and, all of that. So he didn't mention crypto in his first comments, but I don't know. I guess that's new.
So ain't nobody.
No, Nelly wasn't. Like he wasn't claiming like what Snoop was claiming. I think he did say it was a crypto event though.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Nelly basically said, hell, I mean, we are where we are now, so he is the president now. I don't care. So it ain't like Nelly like shit. Hey, I don't care who you voted for, wherever. We are where we are now. So let's all get along. We got to support him. He in there now, whatever the case may be.
So I do have a question specifically for Miss Shannon in regards to this. I can't
Let,
hear
let-
you.
let me play what this man said right
Yeah.
quick since
Okay,
I got
and
the
I'm gonna
chance
ask you
to.
afterwards.
Okay,
Yeah, go
go.
get it.
Ooh wee, ooh wee, ooh wee.
Huh? Which one of you jigaboo ass niggas gonna be the first one to do it? I'm waiting. I'm gonna roast the fuck out of one of you Uncle Tom ass niggas for doing it. Which one of you niggas gonna do it first? I was the one that performs for himself. So ain't nobody gonna perform for Donald Trump, huh? Which one of you jigaboo ass niggas gonna be the first one to do it? I'm waiting. I'm gonna roast.
So your question is, Big
So
Steel.
first of all, I just want to not, I've been censoring myself out of respect. We not allowed to curse on here, right?
Yeah, I've been cussing. You
Oh,
know
okay.
Jerome cussed.
Well, yeah, Jerome, he don't give a damn.
I really don't.
No, so my question is specifically about this so-called cancellation that may or may not happen. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'll go back to Chrisette Michelle and the rap that she took, and she never recovered from it. And she's a talented artist, a great singer, and just ain't never. I mean, she basically disappeared. So, do you think that it's a double standard because she's a woman that they attacked her the way they did, and they not? I mean, I know people are on their head too, but it don't seem to be the same sentiment as it was with her. Like they literally got her up out of here.
Okay, well, educate me on Chrisette Michelle because I don't know
Because I believe she
when she
performed
got
at the
canceled.
first. She performed at the first uh
Oh, inauguration of Trump.
inauguration. Yeah, and she was one of a hot artist at the time. Had a couple hits. Did a couple songs with Rick Ross and Drake and all that. And I mean, black folks just said, "Nah, we good on you." And she ain't never. We ain't heard from her since, really. But I just don't see. I don't see that happening. Like I said, they catching some backlash, but why did she just get vilified to the point where she couldn't even recover, as opposed to them? I mean, it's still early, but
Well, I would think that it might be twofold. On one end, she may not have recovered because the vitriol was too strong. You got to have it's got to be a lot of fight in the dog when you come up under attack like that. You know what I'm saying? You got massive amounts of people because you're just one person. You got all these people coming at you and from different angles about something that they feel or whatever, or feel that you shouldn't have done or whatever the case may be. So I would wonder if her falling off the map had anything to do with her not fighting and standing her ground. You know what I'm saying? Because usually when you stand your ground, you can survive something like that. You know what I mean? But um, as a woman, that kind of stuff is hard to take in at that level. Usually men are stronger, and this is just my opinion. Please
mm-hmm.
don't try to call yourself canceling me because I'm standing up. I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna
So
cancel you.
you can't cancel shit. I got something you can cancel.
Okay, they said it ain't after dark yet.
so, um, so it could be a bit of the fact that she was a woman and her fight back might not have been as strong. But then also could be that at that time, not enough people were around to support or have her back. So this time around with Trump, a lot of people switched over. You know what I'm saying? Or at least left the Democratic ideology. They might have just went independent, but they're a little more minded to the Trump situation and the presidency. So it might have just been that she didn't have enough support to keep her around. Or
Yeah,
and on top of that, she's she's definitely nowhere near the level of stardom that Nelly and Snoop are. You know what I
right.
mean?
And
So
I can see to your point what you said about because I believe if I'm not mistaken she was like the only black performer that year, like as opposed to this event where it had four big name rappers or whatever. I think she was like the only one. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it was like there was nothing to lean on. They just was like, what? Like you stood out. What was you doing?
right, and that's just because she had the balls to think for herself and make her own decision, which I think is weird as fuck. That this new cancel culture and group thinking shit has evolved to where you can't even think for yourself. You can't have an independent thought and make a move that you want to make on your motherfucking own without people losing their goddamn mind in groups, against you. So I've always thought that shit was crazy.
I'm trying to think. I was trying to figure out why people they act like Nelly and them said they wasn't voting for Trump or something. It's like y'all don't even know if I voted for this nigga. I might have been supporting him the whole time. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Well,
I believe Nelly has been a supporter. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's what I heard or read. Now Snoop, on the other hand, like I said, based on his past comments, this was just totally unexpected for him.
Yeah, I ain't
I
even know
mean,
he had made them comments. That
it
is,
gives straight vulture, straight motherfucking all about the money.
And I'm sure
Like,
that's what I was gonna say. I'm sure that bag was nice. I mean, Nelly, what is Nelly doing? I mean, Snoop didn't need it. I think that's another reason. Even though I ain't counting nobody pockets or whatever. I mean, money is money. You can never have enough. But people were saying, well, Snoop don't need the bag. So what was he doing it for? Nelly, he ain't had it in 15 years or whatever. Soldier Boy, of course we see how he is about money, and then Rick Ross, he loved money. You know what I'm saying? But the one that they was keying on was Snoop saying that he don't need the bag. So what was his reason for doing it?
well, a bag these days doesn't only just consist of money or finances, power, clout, being in another stratosphere, being able to get invited to another room that you never would been able to walk in the door of. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
man,
So
$1 million for a 4 minute song. Shit, I don't care how much money you got. You taking that? That's what all the niggas in your family be big and all that. Here, you can
Shit, I
spread
would have.
that little million out.
Shit, I'm talking. I probably would have got out there and twerked. Shit, I don't
I
know.
know I'm getting you
for,
stupid. You go twerking.
for a million for 4 minutes. Hell
Yeah,
yeah, I defend it after the fact, but as long as I got that money in my bank account, can't nobody tell me shit.
I've seen a
can't tell
couple
me.
of podcasters were saying that when Kamala was running, she was passing out some nice little bags to everybody to promote her stuff.
Right. And so on that note right there, I support Nelly and what he said when he said that, because you brought up you think he supported Trump. He said that this is not about me supporting Trump. It's about me supporting the presidency of the United States. I'm a
Mhm.
patriot. You know what I'm saying? If you guys are comparing this as if it's the RNC, like I was at the Republican National Convention performing, which would automatically show that I'm supporting Trump. Right now, all I'm showing y'all is that I respect the presidency of the United States. He said that just like you have people in the military that not all of them support Trump, but if Trump is the president and he says we going to war and he wants to deploy these troops, they going to obey the law of the land. They not. It's not necessarily about Trump the person. It's about the office.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Nelly made a lot of good points because
Yeah, that was.
he pointed out some things like the things he did and the things that Biden and them did, and he's like, y'all want to go against this man, but basically Biden and them did some dirty stuff. Y'all want to support them, and Trump did actually the opposite. Yeah, kind of like they were saying with Kamala. Like Kamala locked up a lot of people, and Trump pardoned a lot of people. You know what I mean? So it's you know
And
it's
he
all.
and he also when he said you guys are calling yourself judging Trump on what he say. Yeah, he say a lot of wild shit, but you're overlooking what these people have done. You know what I mean? Like you speaking to Kamala Biden and other ones. He was like, oh, he created the crime bill of the '90s or whatever year that was. He's like, oh no, that wasn't Trump. My bad. And then he said something like, oh, he the one that got up and said, oh, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. Oh no, that wasn't what he said. Using sarcasm to point
Mhm.
out that, you kind of being a hypocrite if you just gonna say, oh, Trump is bad, 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 but then ignore the shit. You mad at Trump for what he's saying, but you ignoring the shit that these motherfuckers are doing.
Well, I don't think anybody. I mean, at the end of the day, red or blue, there is no perfect party, president, agenda or whatever. I just think with Trump, the only thing that I don't like is my personal opinion is that somebody who is a leader of a country should just, I mean, the way he carries himself, like it's an embarrassment. I think all the
Mhm.
other countries look at us as an embarrassment. Like as a president, the way he's talk and speak and carry on, I just don't think it's professional.
Yeah, I think everybody agree with that. Yeah, he probably even agree with that. He know he retarded. I think he do it on purpose, actually.
I was just about to say, do you think that that's why so many people identify with him though? Because in actuality, most people say a lot of shit just wild and crazy, and that's just how regular people really talk to each other, and how regular people really think inside of their homes, talking to their friends and their family.
And you telling me for the people that's black that support him, they identify with him? I don't think
I'm
so.
not gonna say identify with him per se, but identify with some of his behaviors. You know what I'm saying? Black people are the first people who always claim to tell it like it is. And if that's how
Mhm.
Trump sees things, and he's just telling it like it is in an arena that we have never particularly navigated in ourselves as layman citizens. You know what I'm saying?
I,
But to me, he makes the politicians make people look at politicians as regular people, not as these gods or people you
Uppity
supposed to.
white folks, basically.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but it's divisive behavior. I mean, the bottom line is once you get into the office, your mission should be to make a honest effort to unite, not continue to divide, and that's what he's doing. That's what he does. Um, whether you agree with all of Obama or Biden or whoever, I just think that past presidents have said, okay, once they got in the office, let's work together, and I think they truly meant that. Now, of course, they had uphill climbs depending on who controlled the House or the Senate or whatever. You always gonna have that nonsense in the background. But as the country as a whole, I felt like they got up there and said, let's come together. I don't see that from Trump. It's if you're not with me, you against me. I mean, he's saying, like he said on the news, like somebody was bringing up earlier that he spoke about fighting the enemy within. I mean, Americans shouldn't look at other Americans as the enemy. That shouldn't come from the president. Now, another country, a Korean, a North Korean, or Chinese, or something, they can look at us as an enemy. But what is the president talking about fighting the enemy within? That's just. I mean, you think that's okay?
Well, I think it depends on how you interpret what he's saying. If you're interpreting what he's saying as the enemy within, as if he's just talking about average citizens, and you want to
People
say
that
that
don't agree with his
having that
agenda.
having that mindset means that he'll turn the military on us and all kind of crazy shit, then I can see what you're saying. But if you interpret it as him saying the corruption that we're dealing with within our systems, in our government, the people that are prohibiting the country from moving forward, the people who are like things like, you don't think there's an enemy within that's preventing reparations? You know what I'm saying? You don't think there's an enemy within that would allow for 14, 15 million illegal immigrants to invade this country? You don't think it's an enemy within that would not make sure that our infrastructure is tight for the average American citizen? You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's about how you are interpreting. I think they take a lot of things and interpret them in a bad way in order to push a propaganda that is against Trump or any person who tries to speak on things that most people want to keep swept under the rug. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I guess just like this J6 pardon, these 1,500 people pardon. If it was 1,500 of us out there that did the same thing, we wouldn't even have to raid the Capitol building. We could have raided the post office in our local community, and they would have gave us 30 years for doing what they did at that federal building, attacking police officers, uh, people getting hurt. You're trying to storm the Capitol and basically do a takeover for the on government property. Come on, like and you just let all these people just go.
Do you think he had something to do with that happening?
Yes, because if you remember when that whole thing happened, he was outside and he was telling people to go there.
No, I
Go
ain't
back
know
and
that.
watch the clip. Yeah, he was telling people go there and make your voice heard. This election was stolen.
All right, so if that's the case, why y'all got a problem with him pardoning them people? That makes sense now.
Because of what they did.
I
Like I
know, but
said,
if he the one told him to go do it, basically, shit, it makes sense for him to pardon them. That was his people. If I was the president and my cousin that was in jail, shit, I'd get him out too.
Right? Right.
but
Right.
it just says, and then you listen to how these people are talking once they freeing them. They basically are acting like, and that's why I say we and I mean us. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if y'all go to the range or do what y'all need to be prepared, because these people was getting out saying, yeah, we got the dream team. We got Musk. We got President Trump. One of the dudes that got 18 years, and then they let him out. And he basically like, yeah, they have the sentiment like they can do whatever they want to do for the next 4 years. And they're going to be
That's why
protected.
we need to quit complaining, and we need Snoop and Nelly them with them, so we can be with their ass too then, right? Why y'all trying to segregate the blacks from the whites? If the whites got the power to do shit and get out of jail free. Nah, I just think it's all a bunch of craziness, man. It's funny to me. I don't even pay attention. This is the only time I hear about it. I never knew about none of this stuff. I ain't see when they did the Capitol thing. I ain't know. You just now telling me Trump was out there. I don't pay attention to none of this stuff, man.
Well,
I say read your Bibles. Go to Bible study or something.
you're so stupid. Well, let me say this then. Let me ask you: do you think that, or do you see a difference between the way them protesting and black people protesting? Because yes, Trump did say meet me at the Capitol. Yes, he did say that. But he didn't say meet me at the Capitol and start climbing the motherfucking walls and breaking down the doors and busting windows. He didn't say that. Those people took that upon themselves to do what they did. And it was their form of protesting. Now, black people claim we got right to protest and burn up the whole goddamn city and do all kind of crazy shit. So they went and stormed the Capitol. What's the difference?
I don't agree with that type of protesting from us either. I mean, because at the end of the day, you ain't doing nothing. You're not going to their neighborhoods and doing it. You messing up the community. You
See,
know what I'm
that's what
saying?
the white folks thinking. They at least they stormed the Capitol. They didn't storm. They didn't storm. What's the name of the Lakers? They didn't storm.
Staples Center
Staples
Crypto.com.
Center or Madison Square Garden doing a. So they at least they did do their own shit, like niggas do, tear up their own neighborhood. So they kept it the same.
So you were talking about you want to plead your case for the pardons. What do you think should be done as far as, do you think that the presidents, if they're going to do pardons like that they should also have a mandate that if you pardon, just say if you pardon 10 people that you know, you have to pardon 10 people that you don't know? Because you were saying something about you wanted to plead your case about the homies being
Yeah,
pardoned.
exactly. Yeah, for sure.
I don't think they should have the power to pardon. You might be. I think you should have the pardon one person a year. Otherwise, nobody.
You know how many
I
people are
know,
locked up in this country?
and I could be mistaken because I thought that you could only pardon up to so many people, and I did not think it was nowhere near past 5 or 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when they doing these, like even when Biden stepped out of office on the last day, I think what did they say? He pardoned like 200 motherfuckers.
Yeah, I never knew if it was a number on it. I know they had a problem with him doing that because he pardoned like his whole family, his son, and some people. He did it hours before the inauguration, and so basically, some people are saying Trump get in here and it's just a grabbing your nuts play. You know what I'm saying? A power play, like I can do it. Um, yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I don't agree with it, and that's why I don't have a problem with what Trump did because, like you said, Biden did it with his son, and he did some shit I really didn't know you can do. This nigga said, not only am I pardoning, I'm pardoning everything from his life from 2014 on up. Well, if this nigga killed 12 people, he just killed 12 people.
He get
It's
away
like,
with it, right?
damn, I ain't know you can do that. Better
Yeah,
start getting in close with these politicians.
right. So that might make Snoop and Nelly a genius.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess as the president, you got to say so. Because ain't nobody voting on that. You don't have to. I guess these presidents, they don't have to get nobody's permission. It's just that they decide to pardon whoever they want to pardon. Can't nobody say nothing about it.
I'm gonna research that tomorrow. See what's the deal with what's the actual ruling with the pardons, and how is there any stipulations with like how many people they can do it? Is it like I wonder if he could have pardoned Jeffrey Dahmer or somebody like that. Like, can you just pardon any damn body, no matter what they've done? I got to see because that's way too much power for them to give one person. Because I mean, if you think about it, they got all these different illegal gangs and not gangs, but these illegal organizations going on. It would make sense. Shit, if you got some illegal shit going on, y'all need to put somebody in the White House, and hell, y'all can get away with everything, even if y'all get caught. It's like, no, don't worry about it. I'll get you out. We'll be president soon. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. It's like that's way too much power to be giving somebody that can just pardon anybody anytime they want. That's
Anything.
that's crazy. They need to go.
Yeah, that is a good question. That is a good question and something to research. If you could just, does it matter what you're locked up? Like, let's just say Trump had like Jerome said, a cousin that killed 30 people. Can he just be like, you know what, y'all, let him out? that's a threat to society, a mass murderer. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So yeah, that is too much power. But again, I don't know if the stipulations on does the crime matter or does it can it be Now I know I have seen where people have served time and say maybe they got a life sentence or whatever, and I think they was murderers or whatever. I have seen where they have gotten clemency or pardons or whatever. Um, so I believe you can. Yes, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that just goes to what I'm saying about um, depending on. We talked about this on the last show. It really doesn't matter which side. Both sides are doing basically the same shit. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of how they doing it and who's supporting them for what they're doing it for. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing. You just doing it for a different cause. So on the Democrat side, their cause for they shit is DEI and all that wonderful stuff, transgender, blah blah blah, and all of that old goofiness, immigration, yada yada yada. And then on the Republican side, it's the same shit, but it's just for the people that they talking about. They claim they care about, which is conservative Republicans,
Mm.
i.e., what most people think that's code for white folks. So
Yeah, and I
it,
know, to go back to my last comment about the murderers. I know in those cases it was something that it was based on, like because like DNA and stuff like that that's still fairly new. That wasn't Nobody was using DNA if somebody was killed in '72 or whatever. The technology wasn't like that. So the people that have been convicted of murder and stuff like that was getting pardoned, I think it was based on stuff like that. It wasn't just, oh, let's let a murderer out. It was like, well, yeah, he was found guilty, but there was some holes in the case, and if this wasn't being able to be tested or whatever, and so that's why them people got out. So I think I don't think it's just clear cut a murderer could be let out, but maybe they can. I don't know if the president says so, but I doubt it. But I don't know either.
Can anyone else do pardons?
Nope.
no,
So only the president.
I believe for the yeah, I don't know. I know for the federal, if it's a federal thing, I think it's the president. I believe though, in
the
states,
governor.
like the governor can pardon somebody.
Yeah, I think so.
He's the
Yeah.
governor of that state. But only people that can pardon federal people is the president because he's over
Right,
everything.
right. And I think that even with the governorship, I don't think it's just I can just swipe the pen and say this is who I choose to let out. I think there has to be some type of support for why, like a lot of times they will pardon somebody that's on death row. You know what I'm saying? But it will come after certain new evidences or whatever have come about, and it don't be necessarily that they pardon them right in the middle of their sentence. It's usually like right before they getting ready to be executed.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the
And
people,
and go ahead.
I was just gonna say, the people that Trump pardoned, they ain't even went to court yet.
No,
Some
most of
some
them
of
were
them.
already, I think, locked up already.
Yeah, well, yeah, some of them have like one of the guys that he actually got 22 years.
Damn.
Another guy got 18 years. That's the one they keep talking about because they was actually sentenced and convicted. And
Right.
but there was some people that are awaiting trial that haven't been to trial yet, and that's the holdup right now because Trump is saying, let these people out, and some people are countering that with, well, shit, they ain't even really been, you know, we ain't found
Yeah,
them
just drop
guilty
a
or
damn
whatever.
case.
Yeah, so
Yeah, just drop
he's
a damn
saying
case.
he's saying let them go now, and so that's what the judges or the different whatever they're fighting at. Like the lawyers
Right.
for these people are like, well, let my client go. Trump said
Right.
so. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
because I think black people playing a dangerous game when you really want to keep them people in jail anyway. Because if you like, you already know if they do it to them, they're gonna do it 10 times, tenfold to us. So if we support something like, oh, they can't protest and we're gonna jail them for protesting, then a lot more of us gonna get jailed for protesting, and it won't even have to rise to the level of all y'all burning down shit. And it'll just be if too many of y'all get together and congregate, we can use that as leverage.
But it was just kind of a conflict because the president, J.D. Vance, leading up to this, I think it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, whatever, he got on the news and was like, well, of course, if somebody was violent that day, they shouldn't be pardoned. But I guess him and his president wasn't on the same page because he pardoned everybody.
Right.
Hold
But
on,
I
this
mean,
my mom call.
again, what made it violent? Because
Well,
if they, if,
security died, right?
yes, yes, yes. But and not to, I don't even want to use the word, but in that instance, they don't exactly know if he was supposed to, who actually was the ones that attacked him. Let me put it that way, because with the release of other information, they're saying that there were federal agents in the crowd that were initiating a lot of this stuff, and that Nancy Pelosi, for it to be stopped before it got that bad, they say that Nancy Pelosi refused the help that Trump was trying to send. So, and that's why he was talking about when he was in the inauguration, giving his speech, he was saying that they wiped away a lot of the information, like just like when he was talking about Hillary Clinton and what happened to all the emails. They cleared the server. So basically they saying Nancy Pelosi did the same thing and cleared everything so that there's no proof that Trump can pull up to show that these protesters or rioters or insurrectionists, however you want to call them, that they weren't exactly what you think they were and as violent as you think they were. There was other entities in play, namely the Democratic Party, that pushed that situation to look more worse than what it actually was.
See, now that's one thing I can appreciate about Trump. And that's one thing. That's why if Trump say something, I believe him, because I think Trump is the type of person that'll be like he's not gonna lie about something. I think Trump, he's the type of person to be like, no, fuck you, no, I said, yep, this is what I wanted to happen, and they did it, or I did it, or what, you know what I mean? It's not like he's gonna try to hide his hand about something. Like if he did something, he'll admit that he did it and don't care how you take it. So It's like, and that, that's just the opposite of all the other politicians. Because like he's saying about, like you was just mentioning Hillary and the lady and all this, it's like they want to hide evidence and try to act like it wasn't what it was and all this stuff. And I think Trump is one of the ones, like, he gonna do what he want to do and gonna be truthful about it, because he don't care what you think. And I'd rather have somebody like that versus somebody that's gonna be sneaking doing shit and then trying to act like it's another type of way. Because that's why they always come up with all these different conspiracy theories, because of the type of presidents like that. If you had presidents like Trump, shit, it ain't gonna be no theory. Just like, hey, this is what it was, because y'all know this nigga crazy. So if it happened, if he said it didn't happen the way it didn't happen, then I trust what he say versus anybody else.
Right.
He might not be the plainest person, but at least he gonna tell the truth for the most part.
Right.
But whose truth is it? It's his truth.
No, I'm saying that I think it's the actual truth, because of how damn, what's the word? You say about Travis all the time. Arrogant he is.
Okay.
I don't think he cares about what everybody
Still saying about Travis.
say about Travis all the time. I don't think Trump give a damn what y'all niggas think. So shit, Trump like, hey, no, nigga, I did it. and what you gonna do about it. But
No, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, and I feel like that about anybody. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's Trump or or any other person, or especially if somebody, I'd rather know somebody don't is racist or don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, I respect it because it just let me know how to navigate or move. It's them sneaky ones that you got to worry about that where you don't know their agenda, you don't know they thinking. The one
yeah,
thing you
yeah.
can say about Trump is whatever's on his mind, he don't give a damn about saying it. You know what I'm saying? Hell, he in a shit. He said grab him in the pussy, all kind of stuff. I mean, he was running for president when he said that kind of stuff. And, you like damn, like, but shit, he gonna say what he want to say and what he need to say.
Yeah, and that's my point.
Whereas a
It's
lot of
like,
these politicians are sneaky. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, oh, I don't plan on doing this, or I don't do everything that man said he was gonna do if he got back in office. Shit, it done took him a day or two to do it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't waste
Man,
no time.
he hit the ground running. He was signing shit at the inauguration.
and see,
Right in front of the crowd.
that's the point I like about it. It's like, so if he say, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do to fix America," I believe everything he say. He ain't like most politicians to tell you, "All right, well, we gonna like they'll even promise niggas reparations." I bet you if Trump said he gonna get us some reparations, nigga,
We
we have
gonna
a check by next month.
get
That nigga be
for
like,
real,
"I'll pay y'all my money and I'll get my money back off of them because y'all
no
gonna get
cap.
y'all." So I would rather have somebody like that, although it's scary to have him like that because his ass is crazy. But I still would rather have a person like that versus somebody like Kamala because I just don't trust that nigga.
None. No backbone at all. And yeah, it's a you could call it a slippery slope, but I think that, you know, in order for you to be that straightforward, you gotta be looked at anyway as a little
Mm-hmm.
crazy. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
exactly.
saying? You got to be 100% convicted and being standing 10 toes down on who you are and no wavering. Like I don't care what you say or how you interpret it or what you think. Woo woo. Like you said, I'm being straightforward, and what I say I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do.
And don't
And
be
plus,
surprised
y'all
when I
know
do it.
in our neighborhoods and where we all grew up and all this, the person that was respected was the crazy nigga. So one thing about it, niggas didn't fool with him, and you knew not to try him, or you know what I mean. So that goes everywhere. That's why they
Right.
don't try that crazy nigga over there in what's that, North Korea or whatever the
Yeah,
case,
yeah.
whoever he is. Yeah, that's
Which
so
one? Who?
the
Whatever the
something
dictator.
Kim, man, his name Kim
Oh,
something,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jim
yeah.
Kim or whatever the hell.
Kim Jong Kim Jong Un. However you
Kim,
say it.
yeah, him.
Yeah, they tread lightly with that man.
They
Yeah,
know it
because
crazy.
he'll cut your head off.
He just like Trump, except he more violent.
Yeah,
Trump
he
about making money.
right.
So you know what I mean. But yeah, I think Trump is probably one of the best presidents we'll probably end up ever having. Once
In our
historically.
lifetime. I mean, he might inspire an even better one to come behind him, but I think and this is what I'm about to change the topic to, for what we need to put America first and patriotism, because I think it's nobody but Trump I know for all the years I would say except for because I think my best time that I think I experienced with a president was Clinton. And I don't know if it's because he just for whatever it was seemed like it was just a good time in America.
It
It
was.
was money everywhere. You could opportunities everywhere. Everything about the country was flourishing. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't technically in no major type of wars or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It was a really, really good time. And aside from that, ever since then, with each change of the guard with presidency, you can see it go a little bit up or a lot down, but never really right there where it was in the 90s. You know what I mean? Like And Trump might be the first one to have some sense of that come back. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to give him too much credit for his first run for the money being out there, because the money was out there because of the pandemic. You know what I mean? So that was kind of just a byproduct that I think he just got a chance to benefit off of.
Mm-hmm.
But
So, what do you think
patriotism,
about? What I didn't mean to cut
patriotism.
you off.
Oh, go ahead. No, I'll come back to it. Go ahead.
Okay, so what about the signing the bill to get rid of the DEI programs or the Equal Opportunity Employment Program?
Um,
What are those programs before you start, Shannon?
So
I
basically,
haven't heard
the
of
Equal Opportunity Employment Program been around since '65, and it's basically uh, forcing companies, for lack of a better word, to have diversity as far as hiring blacks mainly, and then the DEI is like the diversity something, I forgot what the E stand for, but inclusion. So that,
diversity, equity, and inclusion.
yeah, and so that's basically these companies. Trump has told these companies to get rid of that. So you got like Walmart and Harley Davidson, and a lot of McDonald's and whatever. So now they saying that they are no longer, which I don't really care about the pride shit, because they saying that they don't no longer have to participate in no pride parade. They don't no longer have to market to gays or whatever. Like the president for Harley Davidson basically said, we can cater to our loyal fan base and people that love Harleys and whatever, and we ain't gotta market to you to Nick or whoever. So basically, it's saying that there is going to you basically, when you go into a company, Trump is saying that you're going to be hired off of your merit, which I feel that should be the case anyway. Nobody should just be hired because they black.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I felt like that bill being put in place helped, because it at least not even the playing field, because it ain't never going to be even, but it forced companies to have some color inside their company or whatever. Where now, what he's saying is shit. They basically be like, get this nigga out of here.
Yeah. I think it was needed when it was needed. I don't think we need it now. I actually agree with him now because uh you know, as much as we talk that racist shit and all that, America ain't as racist as black folks make it seem like it is now. These white folks trying to make them some money, they don't give a damn if a nigga making it for them or a white person making it for them. So for the most part, if you qualified, you'll get the job. And with everything, there's always going to be some nepotism. I mean, if we own companies, we would hire our own shit. It's like, I mean, that's just life. That's with anything. That's always been the case. But for the most part, they needed it when it was more racist. But we ain't living in that type of world no more. So I'm all right with it.
Well, I think that in a fair balance, you probably should be required. I ain't gonna say how do I say. Yeah, I'll go. I kind of go with the equal opportunity or whatever you talking about clause for hiring practices. However, the offset that I've seen, because you live in one of the states right now, still right to work states. So even if I hire you, if I'm required to interview you and you may come in and you have the qualifications, if you're not able to perform the job, or it don't even matter. If I don't like you, I can fire you in a right to work state.
Mm-hmm. That's how it
You
is
see what
here.
I'm saying? You see, so with that clause in place, whether we have equal opportunity or not, it doesn't guarantee longevity. It doesn't secure your job, give you job security or anything
Mm-hmm.
like that in right to work states. So it's kind of like I think the part where it's become an issue where it needs to be gone is because they are hiring people that are unqualified just to fill a position or a quota for
Mm-hmm.
whatever the equal opportunity is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
Which
but do you really think that they're hiring people that are unqualified though?
I
Listen, I'm gonna
absolutely
tell you. Let me give y'all a quick story, real quick. Travis was on the board of Blue Cross Blue Shield, and this is a perfect example of it. So Travis actually he wasn't on the board at first. He went to a dinner somewhere, and there was this one black guy. He was on the board, and so they just talking at the dinner, and he tells Travis, "Hey, we have to get another minority member on the board." And that's how Travis ended up on the board of Blue Cross Blue Shield, making all this money, didn't have to do nothing. He was just black at the right place at the right time and ended up on the board of Blue Cross Blue Shield. Now he has insurance for the rest of his life, him and his wife and family. He's retired. He retired from it. He real simple, easy job, getting paid probably over close to $100,000 a month. I mean a year. They just would have meetings on how much they would give each themselves a raise, but he got hired through what we're talking about. So they actually do it, especially probably the bigger companies. You know what I mean? So it actually do work. I was thinking like you was too, man. I'm like, I'm sure most companies don't do that shit, but Travis was a perfect example of, yeah, they have to do it and they do it because he
they do
definitely
do it.
got on the board of Blue Cross Blue Shield just because he was a black man.
Right. In the, like you said, right place, the right time. But you can also use the recent wildfires in LA as an example. They were talking about how number one, it wasn't even as big of a situation as hiring people that weren't unqualified. It was stopping the hiring process and slowing it down because you were trying to find people who were qualified to fulfill this quota and you weren't unable to fulfill it. And until you fulfill that, you can't hire no more of the ones that are qualified if they happen to be white or whatever because they're dominated. And in turn, it backfired because, and on top of that, they cut the budget for it. But and in turn, it backfired because now, when such a disaster occurs, we are having a lack of resources. We don't got enough firefighters. We don't got enough trucks. We don't got enough of a whole bunch of shit that should be what you would call automatic. Our infrastructure is supposed to be tight. You know what I'm saying? Before you do anything anywhere else, you make sure that this motherfucker is running smoothly. You know what I mean? So when it comes to that DEI shit, and you know, um, it was more to me. It seemed like it was more recently geared towards make forcing people to accept certain things that shouldn't be accepted, or that they taking away their opportunity and their free choice to accept it. So it wasn't just about hiring black people. It was about, just like with the military, about putting in gays and transgenders that take away the focus. Because this is my whole thing, especially when it comes to anything that is about safety of a citizen or safety of this country. If you are changing the focus to anything other than the job that is to be done, then that disqualifies you. If coming in, you have to, if you're a transgender going into the military and you're coming in and the military structure has to be adjusted to make you feel comfortable, I don't think that's right. You
True,
know what I'm
true.
saying? We have to now. We got to have a male bathroom, a female bathroom, and then a bathroom for others, for whatever, you know what I mean? Because you're coming in talking about you're something totally different, making your personal issue a public issue. So now
Or
you want to go in the women, you want to be in the women's barracks because you identify as a woman. Or if you are a girl transition into a man, you want to be in the man's barracks with the men. You know what I mean? And regardless of how you feel, you've made the other people, the majority, uncomfortable. When the focus is shifted from that, it's instead of we are all here to do a job. You shouldn't care nothing about you being transgender. If you were originally a woman, go ahead and take your um grow your hair back, or you ain't never got, but you ain't walking around with your strap on. You got to be over here with the women, and it's just it doesn't have anything to do with your gender or I mean not gender, but your internal desire to be something else or what you believe you're supposed to be. If you're going to enter this type of job is only about the safety of the country and nothing else. So if you're coming in and you're distracting from that, I don't think you should be there. I don't think you qualify. That disqualifies you. And that's just my opinion. I could, you know what I mean? I'm sure a lot of people will call that me being some type of form of bigot or whatever, but I just see it as if whatever you're talking about is becoming a distraction to the job, then we can't focus on you like that, and you can't force us to just pull you in here and disturb the ranks.
Yeah, and to go back because I was reading the comment about the unqualified man. First of all, black, white, whatever, ain't nobody's resume uh the total truth. Shit, I done gas mine up and got job, whatever. And it's not, I'm not gonna say just now I'm not applying for nothing that I just totally know that I can't do or qualify. But some of these jobs they want this experience, or they want, you want to be a manager. So you said you had manager experience. You ain't had no manager experience. You know what I'm saying? So when you say people are being hired that's unqualified, everybody in here that had a resume that they done lied about or some experience that they done lied about. I mean, that's just the game that people play. But when the power structure is, I mean, we see it all the time because the Mexicans, they a perfect example. Once one of them get in any kind of position to hire, guess what's going to happen in that company? They auntie going to be there. They nephew going to be there. They whoever, like Jerome said earlier about nepotism or whatever, that's happening. White people, they've been doing it for centuries. You know what I'm saying? But people was mad as hell when LeBron pulled some strings to get Bronny drafted to the Lakers, talking about he wasn't qualified. Well, shit, I didn't have a problem with it because if it's my son, that's what I'm going to do too. I'm going to make sure my son is sitting in the NBA next to me. I don't give a damn if he missed every shot. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been doing it forever.
He's just securing the bag, and at the end of the day, I don't have a problem with it, but I don't think it's exactly the right thing to do. You know what I mean? Because you are taking away from somebody who is qualified. It's somebody out there that can play way better than Bronny and this and that, and he's missing an opportunity because of nepotism.
True.
You
that's the only reason I had a problem with that one, because and LeBron already. I mean, I know he did why he did it and all that bull job, but you got poor people like you was. Your mama was broke and poor and needed to get out the ghetto, and you just robbed somebody of a chance to get their family out of a bad situation, and your son already rich. So in LeBron's case, that was wrong. Although I understand
was it though? I mean, what? Put yourself in LeBron.
All right. This is what I would have did. This is what I would have did. Still, if I was Bron, I would have found out who was that last person that would have entered the draft, and I would have gave them at least like $5 million or something like that, or just $1 million until the next year where they can be. I mean,
there's so many, but you can't, because there's so many people that you don't know who's going to be drafted. You don't know who teams are looking at, so it's not like there was a line outside and LeBron was like, "Hey, him back there, yeah, that's my son."
You know what? I do think
everybody else go.
They got a list still. I think they do got a list.
I mean, the teams got players that they are looking at, but we don't know who missed out. I mean, there's a ton of people that don't get drafted. I forgot the numbers is, but they were saying like how many kids declare to go to the NFL or whatever. It's so many people that just don't make it. That's why they undrafted free agents, or whatever. So I mean, that's it
No,
wasn't like I said,
but
it
that's
wasn't
what I'm
like it was
saying.
a line
I'm
outside
saying,
and he cut
so
the
they
line.
got a line. I mean, they got a list of who can be entered the draft. So they do have a list of who can enter the draft. So
True.
I ain't talking about the undrafted. You can go be an undrafted free agent, whatever. But I'm saying the ones that could enter, I'd have had to kick them down a little something, man, because it's like, especially as horrible as Bronny is, it's like, it's like, nigga, you really did nepotism. God,
God damn.
I mean, but I mean,
This nigga really
and
think
it's unfortunate being. I mean, it's not unfortunate for him because his daddy rich and whatever. But when you are the son of arguably the greatest player, one of the greatest players, and you can argue that it don't matter. People expect you to have that DNA, have that pedigree. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, shit, Michael Jordan's kids was trash. They didn't even make it to the NBA. They played college ball, but people looking at them, and I hear some people say, well, Jordan, he didn't pull that, and so they mad at LeBron. I mean, a lot of people just don't like LeBron, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean, I'd have did it if it was my son too. I ain't blaming Bron, but it's just way messed up because of what he robbed the child of that didn't get to enter the draft because of that spot being taken. But I would have did the same thing if I was him too.
So Shannon has mentioned patriotism. I just wanted because that was up there a second ago.
Well, just before we get there, hold it for real, because I just want to address Mimi's comment or see if y'all got a comment on that. What about the argument that white folks do it? I mean, because we hear that every time with everything these days. People are using the excuse, well, I did it because white folks did it, or I should be able to get away with it because white folks get away with it. What do you think about that? And then we'll move on.
I mean, we kind of touched on it. I mean,
For her,
when you're in a position of power, that's what you control everything. You know what I'm saying? So I think with black people, it's like when they get a little something and they, able to pull a string or make something happen, you know what I'm saying? We feel like it's a plus for us. You know what I'm saying? Because we know what it's like to be denied or undervalued or underappreciated or unheard, or whatever. And so I think that's why people use that as an excuse. Now, at the end of the day, we talking about basketball. We talking about somebody that's going to the NBA to make millions of dollars. So it may just sound, small to just every everyday person. They just like, whatever. But, I think it just, to her point, it's like, well, shit, they do it. You know what I'm saying? So when one of us is in a position of power, shit, why not? Why does it look that different when we do it?
and she's saying, what's wrong with us elevating our own? Nothing. Nothing, in my opinion. Absolutely nothing. I think that's what we should always strive to do. Each one teach one. You up, I bring somebody up. I bring you up. You bring somebody up. That person brings somebody up. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of comparing it to white folks, is where I just kind of have I kind of teeter on the fence, because if a white person shoot a person in the middle of the park and get away with it, I would say you want to hold them accountable for that, instead of saying, well, if they got away with it, I should be able to go shoot somebody in the middle of the park too and get away with it too. Cause you know what I'm saying?
No, but come on, Shannon. You know that come on now. You know good and well. Don't make me drag you on this podcast.
Drag me, nigga. Go
No,
for it.
because you trying to play. No, because you talking in a world. You talking from a perspective of everything being an even playing field, and we know it's not. You know what I'm saying? For instance, like let's take the looting and stuff. Like when we was talking about like the uprisings or whatever. When just look at the narrative and the words that are being used when, let's just say, a hurricane. I'm gonna just use something simple like that. I ain't even gonna talk about police brutality, nothing like that, or the fires or whatever. you got white people when they running in the grocery stores and they taking shit, or they running in a place. What is the news is using words like displaced, survivors. They're trying to get good. It's worded in a different way. When black people do the same loot, going in the stores, they're looters, they're revelers, they're criminals, they're whatever. So let's not act like we are judged under the same thing or the same way as they are. We're not. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not
Like,
acting like that. My question is, why instead of continue to fight for them to not get away with shit, why are we trying to get away with the same shit they getting away with?
I don't think.
Because
What
it's
do you mean we're trying
wrong
to get?
no matter who do it. It's wrong if they do it. It's wrong if we do it.
You're right.
Why?
I mean, perfect example. A thing that everybody can relate to and knows. We all was around when OJ was found innocent. OJ had been disowned us. OJ didn't think he was black. OJ didn't think he didn't fuck with niggas. He was running through the airport, dating white women, marrying white women, having mixed kids and whatever. And he didn't. He been long didn't fuck with us. And so people made it seem like, oh, black people were so happy OJ got off because he was black. That didn't have shit to do with that. What it had to do with is we had lost so much in the justice system that finally, when this man, even though he couldn't, whatever, that's argument. You can say whatever. If he committed the murder, I don't know. But black people wasn't happy he got off because he was black. They was happy because of all the losses that we done took. So it's like, finally, damn, this man done beat the system. He had a black lawyer. Everything was black on black on black. Johnny Cochran, OJ, he beat the shit. We were celebrating. We didn't give a fuck about OJ. It could have been BJ. But it was a win for us. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's not that we feeling like, because it's still people, it's black people that think OJ did the shit. And you will hear them say, yeah, I think he might have did it. I think he could have did it, but I don't give a fuck. He beat it.
He didn't do it. Because we was playing dominoes at the time. He did not kill them people.
I don't think he did it neither.
He didn't. We was playing dominoes at the time.
And I understand that you think it's a win for black people and all of this stuff because we've been taking so many losses. But I still think it's a win in the wrong way, in the wrong place. I don't think we should be trying to win those type of arguments. We should be trying to hold the motherfuckers who have been getting away with that shit accountable and changing the justice system to where the laws, we know we can't control each individual and their businesses and how they want to run them, who they want to market to. We can't change that because that's personal to anybody who starts a business. If I start a beauty salon right now and all I know how to do is black hair, you can't make me hire nobody white to do black hair if they can't do black hair just because they white. You know what I'm saying? Just to fill a demographic. But when we're talking about right and wrong in society, in the terms of our structure and our laws, I don't think that we should be striving to get away with shit like they get away with shit. We should be striving to have our justice system implement laws equally.
Okay, but like when Jerome said earlier, and the reason I don't agree with that is because the same sentiment that Jerome expressed earlier when he talked about what Kamala did. Let's talk about her. Kamala was a state prosecutor. We talk, niggas is talking about how many black people she put in jail. Damn, all that. If you didn't commit the crime, you wouldn't have been in jail. So it can't be both ways. It can't be, oh, we trying to whatever, but we holding it against Kamala for throwing black people in jail, or supposedly black people, when she wasn't just throwing black people. She was people going after companies. She was throwing people in jail for financial crime. But people love to focus on, well, when she was a state prosecutor, niggas was getting locked up in draws. Okay, well, niggas was doing shit. But what I'm saying is we can't teeter on the fence and hold that against her and then say, oh, because your argument is totally different than what Jerome said. Oh, she locking up black people. You saying black people need to be locked up. I mean, what is it?
Well, I believe black people do need to be locked up if they're committing crimes. What I'm saying is black people should not be doing crimes, thinking that if the white people did this crime, I should be able to get away with this crime too. We should be holding the white people accountable just as well as you holding niggas accountable.
Okay, but when that's not the case, because let's talk about that.
If that's not the case, then you know that your motherfucking ass is not going to get equal treatment under the law. Then why the fuck are you committing the crime?
I don't think a black person is saying I shouldn't be punished. I mean, because that's crazy. If you're doing a crime, you're doing a crime. But let's take crack versus cocaine, because most white people were snorting lines back in whatever. The jail sentences went up when niggas start rocking the shit up. So a crack rock was getting you
because it
mandatory 5 years. No, a crack rock was getting you a mandatory 5 years. Why? Because niggas was taking crack. Niggas was selling crack. But the cocaine and powder form, white folks ain't going to jail for that shit. They getting a slap on the wrist. Oh, they got a drug problem. They got a whatever. Send them, get them some help.
And you're right. But at the end of the day, we should be fighting for them to get the same treatment that we get. Not us trying to say we want to get away with it like they getting away with it. They should not be able to
I ain't never heard nobody say that.
Ain't that basically what you're saying when you're talking about?
They say it all the time.
No, I'm personally not saying that we should get away with anything. What I'm saying is that we should all be in this. The way this legal system is set up, like we said, and that's why I say when people don't do their research and people just get behind people because they Democrat. You were right. Joe Biden created laws when he was the whatever position he held before vice president.
He was like state senator.
Yeah, where mass incarceration happened under this white man's watch. And your boy Bill Clinton too, while you sitting up there talking about he the best president. So
I said the country was in its best state.
Okay, but my thing is like if we start digging deep into these people's past, we see that they all full of shit. At the end of the day,
I don't think it should be even playing field. I think it should be just like it is.
What do you mean?
I'm dead serious too.
So a nonviolent. So let's again, drug sales. We all know people that have sold drugs. Uh-huh. Okay, we all know people that have sold drugs. So you telling me this nonviolent offender that was whatever he was trying to do. Some people are really trying to feed their baby, feed their family, feed their mama, keep food on the table. And then some people was just doing the shit because they seen a nigga up the street with the whip and the girls and the clothes. And so they doing it for that. Regardless of what they doing it for, it's a nonviolent crime. You are giving these niggas football numbers for selling drugs when you got other races, like I said, other races that's not getting the same treatment.
All right, listen. I think if a white boy sold an ounce of crack and a black boy sold an ounce of crack and both of them got caught, I think the white boy should get less time than the black boy.
What the fuck?
Why? I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm literally waiting for the why.
That's crazy.
I'm here for the why.
And that's why we feel Shannon, because of people like this dude. Same crime, but one is white, one is black. Go ahead and speak.
Yeah, so the white boy should get less time. Now,
what?
I ain't saying it's right, but I think that's the way it should be.
You are saying it's right because you said I think. I think.
And I'm finna explain why. I don't think it's right though. Morally right, but I think they got it right. Because
okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you know.
Y'all keep forgetting the main thing. First of all, this ain't like this our land and stuff. Y'all keep forgetting. People go to war and take over lands. So the winner, which was the white folks, they get to make these laws, right? They want to make these laws. Did you niggas make these laws or the white folks? So if you're the person that make the law, wouldn't you make it in your favor?
No, but that's
no. If you made the laws and you knew your folks and your kids would probably do this, you'd be like, you know what? I ain't gonna make this crime do a lot of time because
that's not good logic. That's not
probably one of my kids gonna do this. So I'm gonna just make this a little light on my people.
Okay, so now if I related it to something that Shannon hates, which is gang banging, and the
With a passion.
and the gang come together and say, we're gonna take over 75th, 76th, 77th, and 78th and Broadway. And you niggas, you can't walk up this street or we're gonna whoop your ass. You can't walk down here, we're gonna take your shit. We gonna whatever. You're not gonna have that same sentiment. Well, look, it was the people that took the power. They took over the neighborhood so they can do what the fuck they want to do.
That's
No,
exactly.
you not.
No. See, you keep thinking if I'm saying it's morally right. I'm not saying it's right, but that is how it goes. If I take over your shit, I'm gonna make the rules that I want to make the rules.
But
and
does
so
that make
it
right?
makes sense that since the white folks make the rules, that they would favor them for their own people. Because remember, they didn't like y'all blacks. So it would make sense for them to make you go to jail for longer than somebody I like going to jail for the same crime. So and they did it the way it's supposed to go. See, y'all keep trying to make it morally right.
No.
This ain't
because
a right.
There's always a bigger, and this could be a topic that we just talk about nothing but this. But there's always a reason behind these things. These laws and stuff was made stiffer. Let's just keep it real. When these laws became what they became, that's started taking black men out of the house. Black men getting 20, 30 years.
That's what y'all said, right?
What?
That's what I'm saying. They did what they were trying to do. So I agree with what they basically did exactly what they was trying to do. So it made sense that the laws are made like they are because they are doing what they actually put out to do with the laws they made.
But you just said that there's no longer racism. See what I'm saying?
It's not, but these laws was made a long time ago.
It's like a contradiction.
If they got rid of the laws now, you know, it wouldn't matter.
We still seeing the same shit goes on. The prisons are filled with blacks, Hispanic, whatever. And
Trump just let out a bunch of people to make some room for y'all. And y'all niggas still complain.
And y'all niggas still
and what you said is the same thing that his supporters have said. Let them 1,500 people out. Make room for them niggers.
Exactly. Yeah. I agree with them because y'all.
But when you looking at black people in the state that black people are in today, don't you think they need some room? Because it seems like that's where they're trying to go. That's what they rapping about. You know what I'm saying? That's all they want to do up and down the street. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a proponent of all this bullshit that, especially when it's black on black, and you know how I feel about that black on black shit.
Here we go with that word. That's some shit that the news made up. Black on black was made up by the media.
You said it's not made up by the media.
Yes, that's when we heard that. To make us look like scavengers. What are you talking about?
Y'all niggas is scavengers.
Because because the numbers say that most crimes are committed where you live.
Yeah.
So when white people, when the meth heads and the white people do it, and if it's a trailer park, it's crime in the neighborhood against other white people. If it's all the Asians, then the Asian gangs is beating up other Asians. Blacks beating up black. We the only people. I don't ever hear Mexican on Mexican crime, white on white crime, Asian on Asian crime, Russian on Russian crime. The only people that they say that about is niggas.
Because you don't see that crime. You don't go up and down the street saying you don't roll up and down. You from LA. You ain't rolling up and down the street through LA seeing no goddamn motherfucking Asians laid in
when a white boy goes to school with a gun, and when a white boy goes to school, when a white boy goes to his high school, his all-white high school in Columbine, Colorado, whatever, and shoots and kills 10 white students, I don't hear nobody say, damn, look at this white-on-white crime.
That's only once a year.
White. Some of them kids be Mexicans.
That's only once a year, man.
Y'all playing. Come on, pull it out.
That's only once a year. You niggas kill them every day.
Nah. Shit every day, all day long.
Yeah, that's every day.
But if a black person go up the street and shoot two motherfuckers, it's black on black crime all of a sudden.
No, what I'm saying it is black on black crime. But what I'm saying is black people, our communities are the only ones you see where we terrorize each other as
That's
a
'cause
way of life.
you don't live with them. That's why you don't see it.
I
I
do
don't
live
live
with
with
them. I
I
grew
don't
up.
live with
I,
y'all.
And you
I
don't
grew
hear
up
about it
with
because
motherfuckers before I grew up with y'all. I was more around white people in my upbringing, my youthful upbringing, before I got to junior high school and high school and started hanging around you niggas that I couldn't motherfucking go to fucking school without a motherfucker trying to rape me on the
Now,
corner.
on the serious
Oh,
note, Black,
Lord, here we go
you
with that
have to admit, y'all darkies are more violent than any other
what the
race.
hell does that mean? How are we more violent? Actually,
Against
we're
each
more
other, I
peaceful.
would say against each other. Yes.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
we not more violent against other people. They act like they scared of other motherfuckers. Massa hit the corner. These scatter like roaches. The motherfucking the average black person come out and walk out their house just to fucking go to the goddamn store. They liable to get shot.
Yeah.
Somebody
Black
come
folks is the only folks I know that'll kill their own people, all because they don't even know who they is. Not because they did something wrong. Like, nigga, I don't know you, so I don't like you. You ain't from my neighborhood. What the fuck you doing
So
here?
you mean to tell
You're
me you
dead.
don't watch you? So you must not watch the Identity Channel or none of these where they
Yeah, that's all I watch.
buku reenactments of a crazy white motherfucker that raped 4 white women and killed 3 white
But
women.
look what you're saying. They trying to rape and get some sex. You niggas just killing just to kill.
Come on, man. Like I just said kill too. I just said kill too, sir.
But they got sex out of it. You niggas just killing.
Okay, I'm gonna fuck you, then kill you. It's okay because
That made more sense.
It don't make sense.
It makes more sense than what I.
And Mimi asked where you live. Who are you asking that to, Mimi?
No, she say where you live. Oh,
I think she was talking to
Maybe
Shannon because
she
Shannon was saying she don't see Mexicans or
I live in Los Angeles.
laying on the ground. Y'all, man, listen.
By way of
As much
Vegas.
as we don't want to
I'm
admit it.
convinced Shannon is one of the most blackest white girls I ever met.
I am. That's a part of my stand up that I've been working on. I am
That's
a
right.
fucking rich white lady in my heart. I'm everything about me. Hell yeah. I'm gonna talk shit to you. I'm gonna drive in the middle of the street at 30 miles an hour in a 70-hour zone. I mean 70-mile-per-hour zone. I'm gonna
I
do
mean,
all of
it's
that.
interesting because I still see nigga behavior in you, buku nigga behavior,
Well, I mean,
until you start talking about politics and shit.
every white woman like a little nigga in her. Like for
Okay.
real. I'm with
Mimi
the
say he is too.
nigga. I think I run this whole motherfucker. You goddamn right. I've been working on that too. Shit, I'm trying to dye my hair blonde. See how that works.
Yeah. Okay.
I think all y'all darkies should just pack up,
Take
go
your
to
ass.
your own country.
Okay.
If y'all don't like how we gotta
He's
go
saying
through.
shit to me. He trolling right now.
Now you trolling.
No, I'm just sick of y'all complaining,
He
man.
just said, "You're sick of who? Who is y'all, nigga?"
The ones that's complaining about the laws and white folks getting less
Hey.
time.
And actually, and in a perfect world, I agree with you. I wish we could, and we want the western part. Y'all can have the snow and all that shit.
Hey, I
I
promise
wish
you.
we could split. If we split, I always said if we split the United States in half and just had an all black society, all white, I feel like
I don't want to be with just you niggas. Y'all
we
kill
smarter. I'm
Y'all
saying if we apply ourselves, if we apply to see, that's what y'all y'all want to integrate. Y'all want to integration was
Well, I
the
don't
worst
want
thing
to integrate. I'm trying to leave you niggas.
Okay, well that's fine.
Don't follow me, motherfucker.
Because see, we talking about now after all the shit was done to us, but we're not talking about Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're not talking about.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Black people haven't always been like we are now.
I agree.
And knowing that, that's the problem. Why are we trying to find that, get that back instead of get justification for being fucked up?
We didn't get here overnight. It ain't gonna be fixed overnight.
You got to start overnight though. Wake up overnight.
And you act like all see because what y'all sitting up here saying is all black people ain't shit.
We ain't said nothing about all
That's
y'all.
what y'all believe?
I'm the black one that is shit.
I ain't shit.
It's y'all.
That's what y'all saying. Shit.
No, we're
Y'all act
saying
like
that.
y'all don't know no black people that own businesses that's educated, that's goddamn. So y'all
What
ain't shit.
we're
Y'all ain't
saying.
shit.
Hey, I'm a
I'm saying
proud.
most ain't.
No, y'all, you. I'm saying you.
What we're saying, I'm saying
I'm falling
exactly
here
the same
sometimes.
thing. Most of us ain't shit. Why? Because even if we're not participating in the fucked up behavior, we still support it. We don't want to tell the truth about us to change us into where the majority of us is not being portrayed as these wild goddamn animals. We support the wild animal bullshit. Look at who we idolize as black people. We
And what does the
idolize
skinhead party
fucked up
represent?
shit.
And
You
what
know
does
what
the
I'm saying?
skinhead? What does the skinhead party participate in? What does the KKK participate in? See, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all acting.
But they are not the majority of them as far as pushing out an agenda.
What the
You see what
Bloods
I'm
and the
saying?
Crips participate in?
The majority just put Trump back in office. What are you talking about?
Well, you should get Tookie Williams them to hook y'all up.
Hey man,
Tookie Williams passed away first.
see
Well,
this
look, that's who
this
you idolize. So
this
follow,
is
That's
why
follow.
who
I want
idolize. Don't nobody idolize no Tookie Williams. Cut it
this
out.
is why I want you darkies to go back to Africa. Because y'all gonna quit talking about these pink people. Them
And
folks talk.
and is patriotism dead? What? How do you define patriotism?
Okay, so I made that piggybacking off of what Nelly was talking about when he was talking about performing for the inauguration.
Nelly rich.
Why?
Nelly can't speak.
But fuck that. Are black people not patriots anymore? We used to
We ain't
be
never.
big
Hell
patriots. Yes, we did. When we got out of slavery, all our motherfucking men wanted to do was get their families right, build them something for themselves, and fight and support for this country.
Yeah, a lot of them yassam boss. Let's fight with the white man. Yeah, that's
But
who
no,
wanted to be
no, they
patriot.
wasn't yes some boss because that's how they were
Yeah, they
able to
were
get to Black Wall Street. You see what I'm saying? That's how the gravitation went. They
because they were
they
separated.
they supported this country. They fought for this country. You know what I'm saying? To implement and put in their part for this and
And built
a
their own
structure
shit.
for black people, a structure for black people that wasn't gang banging and hating each other. We supported each other. We are the men, even if grandpa had 4 families, he took care of all the motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying?
That's
It was a structure in place. Now we're supporting just being fucking willy nilly.
Yeah.
my thing. Is I respect
And we
Martin Luther
believed
King.
in the
I
Constitution.
respect
We
I
believed
respect
in. Go ahead.
I respect Martin Luther King, but I think the worst thing niggas could have did was want to damn integrate. Because that's the problem. Because you got half the niggas that just wanted to integrate so they could be like white folk, or mix and mingle with them and do all that. Because white is great and whatever. No, we should have. Like I said, when we was doing our own thing, what did them white folks do when they saw us? We had barbershops, banks, we had salons, we had whatever. They came and torched that shit because they was
Well,
like, you niggas is doing too much. Y'all out here winning. Y'all dressed to the nine. Y'all looking sharp, casket sharp. Y'all out here dancing and having a good time. We gonna end this shit. And it wasn't just in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was in Harlem, and it was in Black LA on Central Avenue, all over. So my thing is when we do our own thing, and you talking about now, of course, niggas can't get along, crabs in the barrel, and all that shit. Okay, whatever. Because we talking about all the bullshit that we've been through that have made niggas be out there fending for themselves and being desperate and treating each other like shit. But I'm talking about at one point when we was doing our own damn thing, we was prospering. We was feeding each other. We
why
was house.
when did y'all turn into some scary motherfuckers? That's why integration happened. Because y'all motherfuckers got scared.
Scared of who?
If scared of white tea, the pink people, scared of the system, scared of everything. Because how do we get out of slavery? We was fuck that, fuck this, we ain't doing this shit. Y'all gonna let us out of this shit. We
No, we
want
ain't
to
wasn't
fight.
no y'all
We
gonna let us out.
revolting.
A
We
white man
running
freed us.
away. We doing all of those things. Now, once we free, all of a sudden, okay, these motherfuckers come and start killing. All of a sudden, we the scary motherfuckers.
First of all, let me correct you, ma'am. It ain't because you niggas start fighting to get out of it. It's because of them white women felt sorry for you niggers. And so they said, honey, they need to be free.
I need to be able to get this black dick when when you at work.
You may
Please
have mentioned that
let
too.
him be.
But
Please let
y'all
him
didn't
be.
fight y'all way out of it. That's for sure.
I don't agree with that. I do think we fought our way out of it.
Nah, hell.
I think that we
If that's
did.
the case, then the laws wouldn't have changed.
No, I
But then
think
If the
that
blacks
once
didn't make the
I
laws,
think
just the
I
brain.
think
There was
no. What I think is that once we got a taste of some other shit, too many
a
of
of what
us
other shit?
deflected, thinking that white was better. White is right. Too many of the house motherfucking niggas took down the field niggas, is what I'm saying.
well, white was better, wasn't it?
It's
Man,
better
look.
for here
No,
where
I
they
mean,
established white shit.
not actually like white people, but I'm saying like didn't they have better foods and stuff like that? Then the slaves held the slops and all that stuff.
Right.
So I'm
Because
pretty
that's what they
sure
were given. That's what they were given.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So white folks were, I mean, white stuff was better
And we
because
turned some of that shit into the shit that you still love and eat every day. So cut it
I
out.
agree, but it's still worse.
Because I know your ass eat chitlins.
I
I do
definitely had
not,
some
but I
chitlins.
will.
I had some. I had probably, man. I tried to eat all that motherfuckers. I tried to eat the whole pot by my
Shannon with her
damn
pig
self.
feet eating that.
Yeah, yeah. White people like pig feet and shit, like chitlins. They made
I'm
it
just
in
saying that we
delicacies.
as the people,
I thought it was
unfortunately,
slop.
we have been brainwashed into feeling like that we're inadequate, that everything from the wordplay, everything black. Think about everything black.
You know what?
It's a black Monday, it's a black cloud, it's a black cat, it's a this, it's a this. Everything black is bad. You think that shit wasn't damn on purpose?
That's up to you to believe that.
I actually think y'all the ones came
Okay,
up
all
with
right,
it.
whatever, that's fine. What's the
I,
next?
why you ain't complaining about Black Friday?
Whatever.
Look at I got him now.
Right. Black Friday is a discount. You niggas ain't worth shit.
They gotta put it on discount for you so you niggas don't steal it.
Here we go.
Like, damn, can I make it reasonable for you to buy it, motherfucker?
You know what's funny though? On a serious note, we can't use no excuses no more though. For real though, Black. I mean, all that old shit you talking about and what happened and brainwashed and all, man. Listen, that was
No, you
3
can't use,
generations
of
ago.
course, yeah, you can't keep leaning on the white man, the white man, the white man. I totally wholeheartedly agree with that. But what I'm saying is like the conditions are what they are for a reason. And like you said, we a lot of us can blame ourselves because you don't have to, like you said, we came from nothing, whatever. And every generation should want to do better than the last one, and whatever. But like I said, we can't disregard the fact that as long as the system is not controlled by us, it can always be used against us.
But
Yeah, but
think about it, we got more money now than niggas have ever had in their entire life. You like we can be rich off of just talking on here. So we ain't got no excuse. I don't care. I don't care how oppressed black folks think they are. I don't care how racist y'all think the system may be and all that. It's still not stopping us from doing nothing we want to do.
it ain't
The
stopping
only
you
thing
niggas
we
from
can
killing
stop
each other.
is we stop ourselves. So all the excuses are gone now.
For the most part.
And if
Because
there is still some excuses, do what I suggested earlier. Get all your little darkies and get going.
get
And leave us house niggas still over here.
Money does not
to do
money
what we
does
want to
not
do.
make you money does not it's not a cure. Will Smith
No,
said
but
it when he
I think in a part of what he's saying is that when you literally in America right now for the last, I want to say for sure last 40 years, when you have a roof over your head, and somebody who fed you and clothed you to send you out to go to school and figure out something what you want to do with your life, and your ass don't go to school, you want to gang bang, you want to fight, you want to do everything but what you should be doing to foster you a future. That is your choice that you made, and you can't blame the system for that.
Okay, and what about the person that's not doing that? That still got to deal with bullshit.
Yeah, the bullshit
I've been in Las Vegas 3 years.
that come from thug life in our
I've been in
communities,
Las
we
Vegas
hold
3 years,
each other back. Go
and
ahead.
I've been pulled over in Henderson 4 times since I've been out in this motherfucker for
Now,
no
what
reason.
we
And
understand?
every
You
time,
said
no,
you
let me.
don't believe
And
in
every time,
situation.
I've never gotten a ticket. It's always been the shit. Oh, it's always been some trivial bullshit. Oh, that speed bump. Did you did? Oh, you did this. Oh, you did that. Where's my motherfucking ticket? Oh no, I'm gonna let you off. Have a good night, sir. No, motherfucker, you saw a nigga in this car. I was doing DoorDash at the time when I was, trying to make some whatever. But since I was in Henderson, it's whoop whoop whoop
I would
whoop.
have pulled
And
you
then
over
it's
too.
you got guns, you got this, you got that. I got
Yep.
white friends. I asked my white friends. I polled them. Have you ever been pulled over by the police and they ask you, is there guns in the fucking car? Have you ever sat on a fucking curb for no fucking reason just because you black or because you white? They say no. So
Because y'all
I don't want to
niggas
hear
got
this shit
guns.
about niggas is that gang
But
banging. I'm talking about being black in America.
let me ask y'all something. Hold on. Shannon, do you have a gun?
I do.
Black, do you have a gun?
Yeah, I do.
Gaddy, do you have a
Couple of
gun?
2.
He
See,
said
so
two.
now, doesn't it make sense for the police to ask you if you got a fucking gun,
Man,
you
get the
nigger?
fuck out of here, Jerome. Yeah, okay.
All you niggas got guns, and you
Why
got
are
a
they
problem.
asking? Why are they asking?
You if
Why
you
are
got
they
a gun.
asking though?
They asked it because you black, nigga. They scared, nigga. Shit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
for they
All
safety.
y'all got guns, and you got a problem because the police ask you, "Do you have a gun?"
And
Now,
again, when
Yeah.
I've asked my white friends, have you been asked these certain questions?
I
No,
bet if I
they
asked
ain't never.
all white folks on this panel, and one of them was a woman, did y'all all have guns? One of them would probably say no.
Hell no. White people is they NRA motherfuckers. They carrying more guns than us. We need to be carrying more.
Well, that's why he was checking.
Because the nigga feel like that, huh?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, y'all.
Right.
And
That's
another
why they
thing,
don't ask white people though, Mimi, because they know they all got guns. They know they got guns. You know how much they know they got
No,
guns?
because they feel like
don't
they
not
feel
only
like
have
they're
a
law
gun,
abiding
they have
citizens
gun
with guns.
permits and all kind of shit. So they pull it up in the system and they know you got they
And
know
you
they
act
got
like
guns.
we don't have. I got permits for every fucking gun I got. See, and that's what I'm saying. You're
I ain't
generalizing
got
like
no
they do.
permits now.
he
But
did not ask you, did you have an
but your hood
illegal gun?
homies know.
I ain't got no permits now.
Well, I do.
These bitches illegal.
See,
I mean, I done had illegal ones too. You know what I'm saying? But still, I should be able to move around with my illegal one and not feel like they gonna catch me slipping just because they done pull me over on some bullshit.
Nah,
You
but
should, you
That's
can
profiling.
ride around with it, but they just have to know so they'll know what type of danger they may be in.
I ain't
They
gonna
only,
tell them.
they
If
only
they ask
feel
me or
they
any
only
guns in
feel in
here, I'm
danger
gonna
when they
say
pull
hell
us over.
no.
They feel in danger when they pull us over.
they should feel in danger.
You ain't
Okay,
lying.
when I done
You might,
watched
Listen,
A and
you
E
might
channel,
have a
when I done
fucking
watched the A and E
flashback.
channel, when I done watched the A&E channel and seen more high-speed chases with white folks running the police over with their car and all kind of shit, but we the crazy motherfuckers on earth.
yes,
Yeah.
y'all are.
They already said
Okay.
they crazy. They came here be doing crazy
Most of the
shit.
mass
Take
murders
over
and
this
bullshit is
goddamn
white
country.
folks, but we
So
crazy.
they already
I
know they
agree with
crazy.
that. They definitely are the most, but I'm scared of you niggas too. I ain't scared of white folks.
I ain't scared
If
of
I
them
see
niggas.
3 white boys walking with me towards me with hoodies on, I wouldn't even cross the street. If I see 3 of you niggas with hoodies on walking towards me, I'm crossing the street. See the difference? And I'm a nigga.
Well, you shouldn't feel like that about your fellow black man.
Man,
But if
I'm
that's
scared
the
of you.
experience,
I'm scared of you crazy ass
but
niggas.
if that's the experience you've experienced as a black
Well,
person,
okay, and you say
well,
that, and just like a white person feels uneasy around us, I done been in their community where I'm the
that's
only
because
one,
they
and
didn't want to be.
I don't feel comfortable either. So it worked
They
both
didn't
ways.
want to be around you motherfuckers in the first place. That's
You
why
ain't never felt uncomfortable
Some
around
of
white
them do.
they knew
Yes, I
they was
have.
scared.
for what
Yes, I have.
reason? The police or just regular white
The way they
civilians?
look. Before I lived here, I lived in Austin, Texas, and them motherfuckers, you go in the HEB grocery store and shit. Them motherfuckers is looking at you like, why the fuck you in there looking at some apples? Why the fuck you in here picking over the fruit?
Why are you looking at apples? You fat niggas don't. I would have looked at you too.
You got jokes, nigga.
You not getting no oxtails.
Look like you trying to steal something. You looking at apples.
See what I'm talking about? We stealing. Okay.
He probably is though.
See, okay, and white people, they don't steal. You right? Come on,
This is they shit. They ain't got. It's not called stealing.
y'all sound goofy as. I think y'all just doing this shit just to be fucking around. Like you can't possibly feel like this.
Shannon pandering. She bullshit. I'm telling you. She trying to get ready.
Shannon is serious. See, you gotta understand. You don't know when she in her comedian bag. She working on material and shit. See, that's that's why I don't even take her serious. She just bullshitting. Some of that shit she really believe, but some of that shit she be saying just for a wild factor. She on her Howard Stern shit.
I believe all of the stuff I'm saying.
But how do you know? How do you know? Shit.
Man,
I do believe I'm a rich white woman. That's what I identify as.
I bet you don't want a white dick, though.
We have to talk about the Obamas
no rich woman wants white dick.
No, but you don't.
They want a
You
little
don't want that purple yogurt slinger.
You
don't want that pink and purple shit. You don't want that.
Look, didn't Jerome just tell you that's why we freed the slaves? So we can get some black dick.
Yeah, you don't like niggas, but I bet you want to get fucked right, you call niggas, don't you?
I don't have to call them. They call me.
Well, whatever, shit.
I be having to shoo you niggas away. Like, hey, it's only so much pussy I got.
And what kind of? And let me ask you this: what kind of? So while you sitting up there talking about criminal niggas, thugs. So what you telling me? You dating? So and keep it real, because I know, and don't lie. you can't convince me that you dating all L7s and squares and shit like that. You like the rest of these women. Y'all like thug niggas.
No, I think I participated in rehabilitation once.
Once
I tried to rehab a nigga.
You only dated one crip or whatever once.
I've never dated any gangbangers
or a dope dealer.
Never.
So who are you? Where are you getting men from? In the library? They wear sweaters.
I'll get the ones that identify as rich white men.
So you want a Carlton type motherfucker from Fresh Prince? That's the type of thing.
It's the thug looking niggas that's got all white in them.
Ooh,
I'm just saying.
I know. Listen, I know you don't believe this, but there's also Christian black men too, sir.
And don't let me get started on them.
Oh,
yeah, okay. Like who? Like
I think you're a white supremacist.
Like who?
Ain't no black men and Christians.
Like TD hanging out with Diddy and doing all that shit, put baby on his ass and shit. Yeah, that's a Christian, a black Christian too. I don't want to.
Christians can't use baby oil.
What was that pastor that I think he passed away? The nigga that was, what was he in Atlanta that was raping him? He was a big time pastor too. You know him. You a Christian?
He white or black?
No, he black.
Eddie Long?
Yeah, he was molesting kids. You know, he was a big time black pastor. Shannon know who I'm talking about.
Who?
You ain't talking about Eddie Long, are you?
Yeah, that motherfucker. Come on. He was a black Christian, wasn't he?
He's still a black Christian. He died?
I think so. What is this nigga over there doing? Throwing up on camera?
I ain't gonna tell me.
That comes from all that shit talking. Now he gagging shit. God don't like that shit. No, that's the Lord telling your ass shut the fuck. That nigga shutting your lungs down, nigga. Shit.
They got me out here working in 0-degree weather. That's what it is.
What's the next topic?
We got 4 more minutes. That's what the next topic is.
4 minutes?
4 minutes, yeah, because we wasn't even supposed
This
to
is
go.
what y'all need to do. I
That's
saw y'all had about 12 topics. Y'all gonna have to start making them short and getting and moving on and controlling the damn flow of the conversation
I'm
better.
gonna put a timer on it next time.
I saw some shit about Fat Joe. I saw some shit about something else. We ain't even got to that.
I wanted to really talk about the Obamas.
Yeah, I was like, we can talk about whatever.
I ain't heard about that. What you talking about? They splitting up? Who telling that lie?
It's actually they didn't say they was splitting up, but you know how we speculate based off of information we get. So she didn't show up with him to the Jimmy Carter funeral because allegedly she didn't want to sit next to Trump, so she decided not to join her husband at the funeral. Also, she didn't go to the inauguration because she don't like Trump.
Well, I knew she wasn't gonna go to that. Was Obama there?
Yeah, he was at both of them. He was with Trump.
I saw Bill Clinton. I saw Bill Clinton.
What happened to Obama at the inauguration?
Volume. As you can imagine, I don't know if you guys can hear it over my mic, but
that man got the coldest walk ever.
President Obama, former President Obama, getting a resounding, as we would say in New York, a Bronx cheer here.
I have to wonder if this is setting the tone.
But look, these are the loyal supporters. Yeah.
Today.
Yeah, Lester, I think you're right. It is going to set the tone for the speech tonight. I truly believe that the president will give a speech there in the rotunda, and he will come here, and it'll probably be a much different speech, a much different tone.
So he got booed. But anyway, but what made me say something like they may be headed towards divorce, or trouble in the house or whatever the case. Because remember when she was campaigning for Kamala, she made that statement like, basically, fuck what your husband say. Go against your husband this time. If he ain't voting for Kamala, then you make sure you vote for Kamala. Remember she told the women that?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you just put all those things together, and it's like, how many different ways can you show so blatantly disrespectful?
I would believe that if he was a Trump supporter, but he was voting for Kamala too.
I think he just got paid to say that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
No, seriously, because listen, Trump, somebody asked Trump something about when he had ran the last time, and he said he had actually had like friends that called him and like, hey, I'm being paid to say these things about you, man. I'm just letting you know before I say them. We still cool or whatever, but they paying me a lot of money to say these things, so I'm gonna say it. And Trump gave him the okay. So Trump said this. So he admitted to that. So I was thinking, well, that's probably the same thing happened with Obama. Because they was all right, so I don't know if you've seen the statement Trump made about him and Obama being caught laughing and keying at the funeral together. So somebody had said, y'all look like y'all two best friends or something. So Trump made a statement. He said, I never seen the picture. So he looked at the picture and he said, oh man, it does look like two best friends having a good time together. And it probably is. That's what he said. So he basically said, shit, we probably is two best friends. So I just, you start putting a bunch of little things together that's being said and all this stuff. And we speculate just to make a conversation, but it is, he did say that people get paid to say certain stuff about him and they be his friends, and he okayed it because he, Trump about the money. So he understand if you getting paid $5 million just to say, hey, Trump's the devil, then shit, say Trump the devil. Because I ain't getting you $5 million.
Barack Obama subtly squashing split rumors with a sweet birthday tribute to his wife, Michelle.
He's got a little swag, That's okay. I mean, I'm proud of him.
The former president sharing this photo, holding hands with his wifey on a date night, and gushing about her in the caption, writing, "Happy birthday to the love of my life. You fill every room with warmth, wisdom, humor, and grace, and you look good doing it. I'm so lucky to be able to take on life's adventures with you. Love you. Michelle responding with a simple, love you, honey.
He's a stylish man who is healthy and he's smart and he's passionate and he's inspiring. And who wouldn't fall in love with that? You know, it's okay.
The divorce rumors started flying after Michelle was MIA at former President Jimmy Carter's funeral. That's Barack and President-elect Donald Trump sitting next to each other at the memorial. All living U.S. presidents and their spouses were there, except Michelle. Then, just days later, the Associated Press reported the former First Lady would also be skipping Trump's inauguration on January 20th. It's still TBD on why she's not attending the ceremony.
I would say be true to yourself, you know, because it's easier to live life being authentically you. You don't have to fake anything, and you never have to remember who you're trying to be because you're always yourself.
Well, there you go. That answers it. That's why she wasn't there. She don't fuck with him.
It wasn't because of who she messed with. She's supposed to be there by the side.
For what? Because her husband was there? No.
Yeah. Oh, man, this nigga. That nigga said, why? Because of her nigga?
Nah, that ain't what you stand on your own damn belief. Would you go somewhere where you don't want to be there? You don't want to.
Yeah, if my wife is the president of some, let's say my wife is in high up in a company, and I don't like her boss, but she's going to the event. Yeah, I'm gonna go with my wife. That's what you do. You support your spouse.
You're there. So what are you supporting though? What was she supporting? What was she supporting? How was she supporting Obama at Jimmy Carter's funeral?
Because he was there. If anything, this is what she should have did. She should have said, "No, I don't even want you going." And they could have said, either neither one of them go or they both go. That's the way it should have been.
Well, he would have looked like a fool if he didn't go. He would have looked crazy. He was the president.
He looked more like a fool that he went and she didn't go.
Not really. He could have said she was sick. She could have been sick any damn thing.
She wasn't sick. She was.
We don't know what she was. Like you said, she made a TikTok. They talked about it, so you believe?
No, they told us she said she came out and made a statement talking about she had a previous engagement.
Yeah, she probably did. She busy.
She did, but she's a former first lady. They will move anything around for her. It's not like she
and they wouldn't have did it on the inauguration date. You know, all the presidents show up for the inauguration. Not anybody going for that. She don't like it, and she's acting just like a strong black independent woman and saying, "No, you want to go, nigga, you go. I ain't fucking with him." That's what she said.
Mm-hmm. Right. And like she said on that clip, be authentically you.
But you married. You don't get to. You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't listen to your man. Be quiet.
That's why she ain't married.
I do listen.
No, you don't. Shit.
Hey man, I'm finna get off here. I ain't know it was this late. Y'all niggas got me up past.
Right. I told you I didn't even want us to go past 2 hours, but it got good. But it's okay.
But we'll pick up on this. I'm sure some more stuff came out by next time we do a show.
Okay.
All right. They're gonna be talking about this.
I'm gonna need Black Steel to give me a list of all the homies he want to get part, and I go tell my Uncle Daddy.
Yeah,
let him loose. But they got to promise that they ain't gonna go shoot no more black people.
Okay. No, that's why we partner. Make some room for these niggas.
All right, y'all.
We let YSL them off, and y'all niggas been appreciating.
Y'all still ain't happy. They can't please you, nigga.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night.
All right, rich white woman out, y'all. Thanks,
Howdy. All right, y'all. All right.